Good morning, Freeride fans. We are live from sunny, powdery Fieberbrunn, Austria for stop number 3 on the 2019 Freeride World Tour. I'm Derek Foose. I'm here with my main man, roommate, and ski buddy, Nicole Willmann. Neil, how are you feeling this morning?
Feeling pretty damn good, Derek. It is a beautiful day here. It is sunny. There's fresh snow. Looking forward to seeing another amazing competition go down here in Fieberbrunn, Bergbahnen, in the Pillerseetal in the Tyrol region of Austria. I'm a big fan of this region. It's kept me coming back for a few years now. It's not just good skiing, it's good people, good food, and as we're seeing here, a beautiful place with a lot of snow. Austria, of course, home to Red Bull, curly beards, beautifully prepared pistes, and schnapps. Kind of Pelton, connoisseur of that. Not too far away from a couple of major airports, we have Innsbruck 2 hours away, Munich 2.5 hours away, and some mind-blowing mountains.
And of course, the Wildtiloder and Fieberbrunn have become synonymous with freeride in Austria. It's a staple on the Freeride World Tour and has seen some iconic action go down on the snowboard side. Of course, Mickael Bimboes gapping over the channel last year. And this year, really, the real story has been the snow. It just hasn't stopped snowing all year, so conditions are absolutely spectacular. We've got an incredible group of fans. They purpose-built that amphitheater up there, and the party is just getting started up there, Neil.
That's right. It's been an amazing venue to witness the progression on. This is a bit of a big mountain test now after some more freestyle-friendly venues in Hakuba in Japan. We're seeing some really gnarly exposed stuff at the top. But as we progress through the tour, we're progressing through a natural kind of curve into the classic freeriding.
Yeah, and of course, this is a world tour. We're all around the world, and you can't have a world tour without a whole bunch of different stops.
The winter began in Hakuba in Japan. We saw an amazing show from big names, throwing down, stomping, freestyle prevalent across all of the podiums in all of the categories. Not just the guys, as the girls as well. Hedvig Wessel throwing a huge backflip.
Yeah, and then we're in my backyard, kicking horse, Golden BC. It was time to get rowdy, and that's exactly what the riders did. A perfect blend of freestyle and big mountain riding. The conditions were unbelievable. Some really creative lines went down.
Fieberbrunn here, we in Austria to hold the line. There was amazing lines last year, like this one from Bimboes, and we're sure to see some again today.
And then we're off to Andorra, or Dino Arcalis. We are going to be heading there just next week. We've got back-to-back comps, so hope the riders' minds and bodies are ready.
Extreme Verbier is going to be the final in only a few weeks, and last year we saw freestyle on even this, the most mythical of freeride faces. It's pretty iconic, it's magical and mystical, and we're looking forward to another big show from the riders that are trying to qualify here in Fieberbrunn today.
It's so cool. We're seeing battles developing this year across all categories, you know, both sides of the sport, the skiing and the snowboarding, towards the overall titles. You know, the women's snowboarding is super tight. Nobody's really running away with anything just yet. Of course, things could change in this event, but it's really, we're seeing the evolution almost of the sport right now.
Yeah, that's right. And it's interesting. It's the third stop. Of course, we take 3 out of 4 results to see who qualifies for Verbier and next year, to see if there's going to be a bit of tactics at this point. Do you need a top result to qualify now? Will a mid-pack result do for you? Do you need a top result to stay in the contention for the yellow bib? Of course, the yellow bib being the person that is leading overall, and it's the bib that everyone wants to have, Derek.
Yeah, exactly. So here we are. We're kind of seeing right now where the sport is going, but you can't really know where the sport is going unless you know where it came from.
What is competitive freeriding? Well, after years of having fun, people began to wonder who was best. And so it began. A crew of skiers held a competition in Alaska. Next was Switzerland with the Extreme Verbier. Gradually, these contests spread across the world and joined together as a single tour, and so it went global. The big show. But in the end, it comes down to one rider atop a mountain. And while safety equipment is abundant, the rules remain remarkably simple. There's a start on a peak and a finish at the bottom. There are no gates, no piste, no clock, and there's no practice run. Riders rely on a visual inspection and their imagination to create a line. Runs are judged using 5 subjective criteria, which means any approach or style has the potential to win. riders, the pressure is immense and the margin between success and failure narrow. Over the years, competition has driven the sport to new heights, and now the only certainty is progression. This is competitive freeriding.
That's right, this is competitive freeriding, and as he says, the only certainty here is progression. We've seen so much progression and evolution of the sport in the last couple of years. Lines that people did not think were possible before are now getting tricked, Derek. We're seeing backflips on cliffs that no one's ever hit, spins on the Bec de Ross in exposed areas.
Yeah, it's kind of humbling and definitely an honor to be have a front row seat to see the progression and see what these riders are doing. As you said, things that people thought were impossible back in the day. You saw in those early videos, jump turns basically down the Bec, and now we're seeing butter threes, and it's an honor to be here and witness that.
That's right. We saw some progression here in the stop last year as well, with Mickael Bimboes jumping over a channel gap, as well as huge tricks and cliffs that I don't think had been hit before. It was amazing moments in the top 5 of the competition highlights for us across the venues and across the categories last year here in Fieberbrunn. Oh, lining up big cliff up here as well, freeride style, booming it, looking so solid.
That was a ballsy big mountain move. If we have that lip, he's going for it. He knows it well and sending it deep.
Big 3, holds the grab. This American girl told me that she'd done it in the qualifier was Icy Moguls, and now she's pointing it through this chute. Boom! Holy damn, Rachel, you are blowing my mind right now. Just aggressive and strong, and sending this one too. Transferring over the chute. Oh my God! No one's ever done that.
Here we go. Oh, we're already going into the most steepest part.
Yeah, like why has no one else hit this cliff? Doubling down off the biggest
doubling.
possible area. Oh, man. But like I said, it just makes it look so easy. He pretty much tripled through the most gnarly exposed section of the whole venue, and he's just cruising.
Wow, that was mind-blowing stuff. Pretty much all across the board, we just saw incredible action here, and I'd say 100% chance that we're going to see it again this year. Looking up, seeing what's up there, what's on offer, and listening to the riders talk. I was with some of the riders at the face check, and those guys were basically, they're almost faced with too much choice. This face is so big and has so many options that riders are looking at plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, and they're not backup plans. These are just all things they want to ski. There's so many options. Over on the riders' left, it's a little bit more wind scoured and definitely quite a bit steeper, more technical. And then out on the right, it's been in the sun, so snow conditions are a little bit of an unknown, but the options are almost limitless on this face.
That's right. I'd just like to clarify that when we saw Kristofer Turdell just cruising, in my words from last year, that he wasn't cruising at all. He was throwing down an incredible run, which ended up in second place. It just looked like he was cruising. His style is so smooth. It's incredible. So here we are on the Wildsee-Lode. The start is at 2,100 meters, and this is the only start this year. Usually we had one for the guys and one for the girls further down the ridge, but now we've combined it. All the people and all the categories are starting from that high point, 581 vertical meters, 48 degrees average steepness. It's a pretty steep face, it's a pretty long face, and like you're saying, that's why we have so many options at our disposal here.
Yeah, riders definitely just looking all over the place, and something to suit almost everyone's style here, which I think is maybe the critical aspect in line choice for the riders, choosing the thing that's going to give you the best opportunity to show off your personal style. And of course the riders know that better than anyone else, so we're going to see some fast and furious, we're going to see some jibby and playful, and I think a whole lot of in between. And the trick is going to be finding those pockets of good snow, because it's definitely spots where the snow is spectacular right now.
That's right. We've seen a couple of forerunners already today, and the snow was just magical looking. Lorraine Hoover came down and told us that it's a little bit grabby in some places, a little bit of a wind effect, but from where we're sitting here, and that's why we keep glancing up at the face and maybe away from the cameras, because it looks so spectacular. The snow looks so good. Hopefully it is as good as it looks in all of the places. Also, the channel gap down the bottom, just like to clarify something from last year that you might have heard in the top 5 action moments of the video we just watched. Mickael Bimboes was not the first person to do that. He was the first person to do that in a Freeride World Tour competition, but it had already been done in competition before in 2006. So we're going to have a talk about how that will fit in with the judges. It's now that it's been done before, it's kind of into the subjective creativity category, which is not an official category, but one that I think kind of matters in some ways. The official categories, here we are. The first one is line choice. So line choice, the most important one, is how difficult the path you take down the mountain is, and it's a great example of Sam Smoothie's line in Andorra from a couple of years ago. Fluidity, of course, not stopping, not hesitating. It doesn't mean you have to ski fast through dangerous exposed areas. The judges understand if you're a little bit more slow to make sure you're in control. But fluidity really important to compared to the terrain that you're in. Control, of course, riders need to demonstrate that they're in control at all times. If you get out of control and scare the judges, it's going to be bad for your line score because it could be bad for your safety. Air and style, the most impressive of the categories, the ones that are most popular to see. You'll see them on the replays, the huge backflips, the styly grabs. That one from Drew last year blew my mind. And of course, technique. You can't do these lines without having good technique. You've got to be right on form, you've got to be on point, and then you could do exactly what you want to do, impress the judges and the crowd.
Yeah, exactly. One of the coolest things about this face, and I think maybe one of the most difficult things for the judges, is that there are such a broad range of options. It was cool to see last year we had George over in the on the far looker's left in that huge air at the bottom. We had Mickael in the middle in the channel gap. We had Kristofer on the other side. You know, you guys are going everywhere. Really, the only barrier to the athletes is their own creativity.
That's right. We saw Sam Smoothie going far lookers right at the bottom a few years ago as well, so I'll be impressed and excited to see if someone else goes there today. A little bit of fresh snow, but might be on a little bit of a sun crust. So the first category that we have coming up and at you for today is the snowboard men, and they've just had a heli lift to the top, so I'm sure the adrenaline is pumping a bit. They're pretty excited. The snowboard men has been such an impressive category so far this year. Victor Delarue, the flying Frenchman, currently sitting in first after taking a maiden win on the Freeride World Tour and kicking horse last year. Big threes and big drops. Holding on to the yellow bib. Davey Baird, the Alaskan style master, tweaking out that method, tweaking out his nose butters. Just such a pleasure to watch.
And then Blake Hamm, he was kicking off the category twice in a row, and his start of the category at kicking horse went really well for him. Super creative line. He was the only guy through that double all day long.
And Jonathan Penfield, another American, but based out of Canada at the moment. More of a traditional freeride rider, big mountain classic, but no stranger to freestyle either. Throwing in a huge drop at the bottom there to put himself in fourth overall right now.
Oh yeah, snowboard men, this category is on fire right now. Gigi Rüf, Sammy Luebke, Blake, Davey, everybody, really the title is just wide open, but everybody wants it and everybody wants a piece of this face today.
That's right. I think that after the competition today, we'll see a bit more of a structured kind of leaderboard. There's only been 2 results so far, and not many people have got 2 good results. The win going to Travis in Japan as a wild card, so he's not competing. He's taken a bunch of points away from the people that are doing all of the competitions. But as we see here, we've got a pretty USA-dominated start list as a North American.
Yeah, Sammy Luebke is going to be the man to kick things off, and he is excited. He's ready to go. Blake Hamm dropping second, Davey Baird dropping third, another Stars and Stripes there, Jonathan Penfield fourth. That's it's a solid crew of Americans there at the top of the list.
That's right. Before Gigi Rüf, the local, along with Thomas Feuerstein, both out of Austria. Kristofer Galvin, another American, and 2 Frenchies holding it down near the end. Victor Delarue and Ludovic Guillot-Diat. Just watched him take second in a 4-star, so his spirits must be high. We've just got word that we're going to have our first start in 1 minute, and I'm so psyched for these guys. A stacked snowboard field of superstars. We'll see if the Americans can dominate like they did here last year, or if it's going to be the flying Frenchman Victor Delarue looking for another podium and another win within 2 competitions.
Yeah, sometimes drawing that bib number 1 is a bit of a, a bit of a scary thing. But as soon as we got up, popped out of the clouds this morning, and Sammy saw what the face looked like after a bit of fresh snow on it, all of a sudden, bib number 1 was looking pretty good. He's going to be the first guy down the face. We had some forerunners. Like you said, we saw Lorraine ski down there. It looks absolutely magical up there. Sunny, powder day. What more could you want for a freeride competition?
It's so beautiful. After a couple of days of inclement weather, it was actually raining at the very, very bottom where we're staying in the resort. But the fact that it was snowing up high has suddenly lifted spirits as we came up here. You pop out of the clouds in the gondola as you go up, and it's just such a magical moment. We've only got 30 seconds till we kick things off here in Fieberbrunn in the Pelicital. Big thanks to all the staff that have made it happen. It's about to go off, and we're pretty excited. Sammy Luebke on a snowboard, obviously. Snowboard men running first. Lorraine Hooper, one of the forerunners, was saying the snow was a little bit catchy for her on ski, so I wonder if it would be better on a snowboard.
Well, we're about to find out, because Sammy Luebke is in the gate and ready to get his campaign started here in Fieberbrunn. He's looking like he is stoked and ready to fire things up. Kick off the category with a bang.
Yeah. Super excited to see this Sammy Luebke, the defending World Tour champion. He is in the gate, GoPro on the head, psych in the mind, adrenaline pumping through the veins. Fist bumps to the boys, and he is just about to push off. We are kicking off the Freeride World Tour stop here in Fieberbrunn 2019 with Sammy Luebke, the defending world champion. And look at the weather, look at the snow, look at this guy go.
All right, Sammy is making his way into the guts of the face. You can see the snow moving, a little bit of slough running, but just on the surface. Conditions are fantastic up there as he makes his way now into this closeout chute. Sammy Luebke getting things started here as he moves down.
Smooth air out of that section. There was only one way out of there, and he made it look like it was no thing. Cruising down through this powder now, as you can see, kicking up snow from his board, airing into the wee small amount of sluffy debris that we've had from heli bombing the face this morning to make sure it is safe for the riders. And Sammy looks like he's enjoying this right now.
Oh, it's so smooth. Sammy now just riding through the sun. The snow clouds that he's kicking up just make it look perfect. He's going to head over to the rider's right side. Big three there over that natural mound. Sammy coming back towards the base of the chute, and he's going to get one more feature here.
That's right. Nice big backside three before putting in an indie grab. Cruising on through this bottom section and looking to line something up. Looks like the snow's pretty nice. Getting a wee air off the bottom there and cruising out the bottom to finish off a smooth run. It was a way to open things up from Sammy Luebke, the defending World Tour champion, making things look easy.
Yeah, smart tactic there. I think in that lower section, we saw a lot of riders last year going down in that section. Some of those airs, the tide goes out pretty quick on the landing. All right, so we're going to have a look up at Sammy's upper section here. We're seeing the judging criteria come up, all in the green. Control, air and style. A little lower than fluidity, line, and control. Those features are just an aid to help what we're seeing with the judging criteria. Those aren't official judging numbers.
That's right. That's just to give you an indication of what had influenced the judges in their decisions. When they say the control is a little bit down, I think that it might be due to a little bit of the catchy snow that Lorraine was talking about. A little bit more arms out and arms higher than we're usually seeing from Sammy, so I wonder if that's as a result of the snow quality and whether that's going to change during the day. But pretty solid run from Sammy to open things up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 80.67. So Sammy, of course, the first rider, is going to slot into the lead spot right now. But that's a solid score here for our first rider on course. And no real surprise. I mean, he is a three-time Freeride World Tour champion. The guy knows what he's doing up there, and it's pretty much would expect nothing less there from Sammy Luebke.
That's right. No stranger to the hot seat, and he can make himself comfortable in the Vibram hot seat for now.
So we're heading back up to the top. Look at this shot. It's a glorious morning here in Austria. Absolutely spectacular. You can see the sea of clouds in every direction. There is a little bit of valley fog. You know, honestly, I got to say, a little bit nervous as we were riding on the first gondola, and it was super thick fog, thick cloud, and then we popped out, and it's just this glory scene up here. Sea of clouds, perfect sun on the face, and Blake Hamm in the start gate. He's 10 seconds out from starting his Austrian campaign here, Freeride World Tour 2019.
That's right. Blake Hamm just about to get on course. Starting the field off in the last two competitions, now second out of the gate in this one. He's sitting second overall, tied with Davey Baird, and looking to get right across to the looker's right, rider's left part of the venue, meaning he gets to ride down to hoots and hollers, whoops from the rest of the crowd that are watching nervously and excitedly to see how the snow conditions are in here. Blake Hamm, the first rider to go looker's right, rider's left, cutting over to the famous chute. And we see heli bomb just there, making sure it's safe for the riders, and Blake unfortunately going straight into it. But yeah, managed to stay on his feet like a boss.
Yeah, he handled it. He handled it. All right, well, he's the first person into this section, airing into that chute, and absolutely pinned out of there. Blake Hamm throwing up a cloud, getting pitted there in that fresh snow, and over here on the sun-exposed face. We were wondering how the new snow was going to be sitting on top of the old snow that got a little bit melted. Blake Hamm, though, making it look easy.
Yes, looks like so much fun right now, and Blake airing back into the sunny face. I think that it might be a little bit more sun affected under there. As we rode across to the venue today, we felt a little bit of old snow underneath this fresh stuff. But Blake Hamm with a nice 360 as well. It's been a really solid run to this point.
Yeah, he is making short work of that and just absolutely flying. There's a few more natural rollover features down here that I'm sure Blake is going to enjoy popping off. He's always got that stylish, playful aspect to his riding that makes it so much fun to watch. You can see the snow's kicking up again. He's coming down here to this last one. finding the transition perfectly there as Blake transitions himself into the shady part, and another solid run. They're making it tough for the judges today.
Oh yeah, flowy and fluid from Blake out of Utah. He has had such an amazing season so far this year. I think I've seen a real improvement from last year. I'm surprised that the line's a little bit down. Maybe that's just in comparison to Sammy, which was straight through the gnarly stuff at the top, but everything else doing good. It looks super smooth to me. I really enjoyed his tricks. Nice frontside 3 there as well.
Yeah, that was a super clean run. I really like the way he hit this. Where he landed in that pocket was absolutely perfect. You can see almost, he didn't even need to bend his legs because the transition from air to the landing was just so smooth. So Blake Hamm coming across the finish line and wrapping up his run.
That's right. We've talked about it before and we'll talk about it again. It's not just about going and looking for cliffs to jump off. It's about looking for good landings to transition onto. The steeper the landing and the more it matches the angle of your takeoff, the better you're going to feel when you land, the easier it's going to be to stomp. So really good scoping there from Blake Hamm, making it look easy, smooth, controlled, and most importantly for me, fun. I love it when you watch someone that looks like they're having fun.
Yeah, and this seems to be like an emerging style of Blake's riding. It's always looking fun to watch. His run at Kicking Horse was fun. It made me want to go snowboarding if I could snowboard as well as him. And this one too, he's over in these zones that just, they look like fun to ride. They look like, and they're definitely fun to watch. It's almost like he's scoping out his movie part instead of a competition line.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if he got a little bit of inspiration from Travis in that. Travis was saying that in a film run, you just want to have fun. In a competition run, why would you ride any differently? So huge step up from Blake last year to this year. Just looks like could be in the running for a world title maybe. Coming second at the moment.
78.67, sitting in that second spot. Probably, as you said, maybe really just the difference in the difficulty of line where Sammy went to where Blake went, but that's a solid score to lock in for Blake, and I think we're going to see him up near the top of things at the end, but of course that's not up to me, that's up to the riders and up to the judges. But we have in the gate our next rider, which is another American and definitely another podium threat, Davey Baird.
Davey Baird in the start gate right now, currently tied for second with Blake Hamm, 2 Americans. Friends and style riders, they're both pretty fun to shred with and to party with. And Davey looking nervous. It's one of the only times that you don't see a smile on his face is when he's in the start gate. So you got a smile on his face in the finish line, no matter if he's crashed or not. He just loves snowboarding so much that it's a pleasure to see.
Yeah, he's so smooth. I love Davey's style. He's always he's so solid, but he's got that smooth style that kind of belies how difficult what he's doing actually is. And we are looking at Davey Baird rolling out of the gate. He's going to be heading over to the rider's left side. It's good that our setup crew's left a little ledge for them to squeak across there.
That's right. And the heli shot, well, look at that background and the foreground. Everyone's looking stoked there. Davey Baird getting across the front of the face. Love the way he tweaks his methods, especially on GoPro. He gets the board so sideways it goes invisible. And now traversing across, wonder if he'll head straight into the same bomb hole as Blake Hamm, because Blake's left a track straight into it. Davey managing to ollie over it, and so far in the same run as Blake.
Yeah, Davey taking a slightly different approach, going over on the other side of the couloir. Going to be looking to get his entry started with a bang here off this drop, right over that exposure. A big move there for Davey, and another one that he finds right into his own slough. That's actually a nice spot to land.
Wow, Davey, that was pretty solid. Making that shoot into a double, landing in his slough, as you said, it makes landing a bit blind, but maybe a little bit softer, and tweaking one of those methods.
Yeah, classic Davey Baird run here. And getting the 3 right over Blake's track. This is a fantastic run right now for Davey Baird. He is on a heater.
Cat-like on the twisty 3 there, and then going for the mute off that bottom air as well. Wow, this is going to be a pretty up there run. We've seen 2 solid American runs so far, and we're seeing another one right now.
Yeah, this side really showing well for the snowboarders. It's smooth, it's stylish, it's playful. It's as I said before, it's finding the line that suits your style, and that's exactly what we're seeing Davey Baird do right now.
So quite similar run to Blake overall. For me, I think it had a little bit more in it, a couple more features, and maybe a trick off one that Blake straight aired, I believe. That 360 off the sunny shelf in the middle, I think, will probably set him up pretty well. And so far, we've seen a 78 and an 80. So judging all in the green so far, I think that probably will put him a little bit of Blake, but not a judge, just like the run.
Love the way he aired into the pocket there while his slough was running. It just makes it look so cool. And I mean, you know, these riders are choosing runs that they want to do because the features speak to them, and that one was so cool. He had that little chip shot at the very top and the big air into the couloir while while his slough was running. That was a pleasure to watch.
Absolutely. With the air punch as he comes into the finish corral, Davey Baird knows he's done a good job today. He's already done third rider down, 3 Americans with 6 runs so far. Sammy enjoying his time in the hot seat for now. I wonder if Davey's going to knock him out of there.
Yeah, we're going to see. That was a solid line, a really good top section, and then a super freestyle tweaked out method. It had a little bit of everything. Man, hate to be a judge.
Yeah, absolutely, because the judges have pretty much said, hey, we like Sammy's line, and that won over Blake in terms of line, I would say. And now Davey's done a similar line to Blake, but with a bit more of trickery, landing him in the top spot right now. 85 points, what a heavy hitting first 3 runs.
85-3-3 for Davey Baird. That is spectacular. I think those little additions at the top into the couloir and then the trickery at the bottom, that was enough for the judges to put a smile on their faces, and those are the guys that you want to impress because they are in control of your destiny, and you are, of course, yourself with your riding. But right now, Davey's sitting pretty in first place, Sammy Luebke holding down second spot, and Blake Hamm rounding out the top 3, and then we've only had 3 riders go.
Jonathan Penfield in the start gate right now, the 4th American, 4th rider. He is about to get on course, and I believe he is also going to go riders left. So the riders left, the sunny aspect being a popular choice so far today with the snowboarders. I wonder if it'll get more sun affected as we go through the day, and I wonder if Jonathan will choose a similar line to one of the other riders that we've seen already. We're just about to find out. Jonathan Penfield, the biochemist, biophysicist, bio something, I don't know, bio rider, here he is on course.
Yeah, he is a brilliant man and a fantastic snowboarder. He's heading over in that same direction. John Pao holding it down on Blackcomb there most days. As you said, he's American, but he's currently living in Canada. So he is coming in one step earlier into the hustle shoot. He's got this mandatory cliff here that he's going to make his way cross court, catching transition.
Oh, what a transfer!
John Pao, super creative line. I love the way he scoped that out. That's something that you can only do, you can only see that with experience, and I love the eye.
Wow, that was mind-blowing stuff for me. You have to make that transfer. There's no option to not. You're going to tumble super hard if you don't. But then putting in freestyle after that, what a mix of riding styles from this man.
Oh, this is a cool line. This is what we talked about before. The only barrier to these riders is creativity. Now he's switching gears from what we've seen the last 2 guys do, and he's heading way over to the riders right, looking to line something up on the lower section of the Wiltsy loader here. He's going to head down into the trees here, and well, we're going to see what he's got for us.
That's right. It's cool to do something different. It makes you stand out, but at the same time, it's more difficult to do something different because the natural lines usually line up features in a full line fashion. So he's done a bit of a traverse here, and if he makes it worth it, that'll be good for his points. Like that! Oh my gosh, Don, that was huge!
I got to say, I think that was worth it. It was a little bit cross-hill to get to it, but he absolutely sent that. And once again, finding the transition, there are some horrific flat spots in that landing, and he did not find one of them. He knew exactly where he was going. The ability to take it cross-hill there. Let's take a look at this Oh, I thought we were going to get a look at the transfer there. I got all excited, but we know what it looked like. You guys saw it too out there. That was another fantastic run. 4 men down in the snowboards field, 4 absolute banger runs.
Wow. Well, look at the lines. On average, they're the same, but overall, they're quite different. The line and the technique are right up there. The control's a little bit down. I guess he got a little bit wild in the air on that first hit, but the transfers from Jonathan Penfield, the scoping, oh, my, I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Oh, my, that's my new expression.
Line is through the roof there for Jonathan. That was just so creative, so cool. I love it. He's got a big smile on his face. He's down at the bottom. He's finished his run. The stress is just washed away because, well, he rode a Sunny Powell line and then hit a couple of huge airs and a massive cool transfer gap at the top and cross-court hit at the bottom. Jonathan Penfield feeling good right now. Let's see what the judges thought about it. They thought 78.33 there for John Pao.
4th at the moment, 4 banger runs from 4 Americans, and John Pao, he has to be happy with that run. I mean, it's going to be tough to not podium with a run like that, but the standard is just so high here so far today. We've only seen less than half of the snowboard men, and for me, any of those runs could be a podium run on another day. So creative and strong from Jonathan Penfield. I don't think I've ever seen that combination on his face.
No, that was cool. And of course, we've still got half the field to go, and the other half of the field that has not run yet could all throw down a winning run. Speaking of potential winning runs, we've got one right here. This guy's holding in the belt from last year. He wants it back. Gigi Rüf, he's got style, he's got moves. This guy puts down the ultimate film parts. He's got so much style, and he wants his title back.
Gigi Rüf in the start gate. The local Austrian out of Vorarlberg, now on course, came second here last year. He was the best placed person of the people that are riding this year. Elias Eilhart taking it out last year, a good friend of his. But a German-speaking podium last year. We've got 4 Americans in the top 4 at the moment, so let's see if Gigi can do something about that. The legendary star rider out of Austria at the Austrian stop, holding over that bomb hole into the face and making it look classy so far.
Oh, the slash here and just smacking the lip, heading over to the left side of that air and putting in another fresh bomb hole. This is looking good. And who wouldn't want, oh, just a little tail ollie 3 there.
Floating a 3 out of nowhere. So much control at speed. The judges are going to love that. Tweaking out a grab as well. Method, if I'm not mistaken. And super fast through a section. I think it's the fastest run in this area that we've seen so far.
Yeah, he's pinned, staying fall line, keeping it fast and fluid, which is exactly true to Gigi's style. And each one of those little rollers, he's able to just milk a little bit and get into the air. He's going to come down into this lower section.
And ollieing into the chute, slashing the wall. Gigi's got his own brand of snowboards. I called slash. He loves to slash and to spin. Really smooth 3s. He's floating off all the rollers. He's making it look so easy. And I tell you, folks, it is not.
So there were some questions from some of the riders last night about whether they were going to be able to use the left-hand wall of that chute as a jump. And it looks like the answer is yes, at least if you're Gigi Rüf, you can. So that's a fresh line. We haven't seen any of the athletes go down the chute there. We're going to see what the judges think in terms of line score, but that was another strong run. The snowboard field is popping off here today. Everybody so far, banger runs top to bottom.
It's so great to see all the athletes bring them down on their feet, making life hard for the judges, but good for us viewers and those of you at home. Gigi, the first non-American, and he comes down with super high technique, pretty good line, fluidity control and air and style all in the green as well. So we've seen 5 riders, 4 different lines, and Gigi opening up a new one here today. I think the judge is going to like this, although his GoPro footage might be a little bit Gigi-centric.
Yeah, cool to see the technique score just through the roof like that. And you could tell by the speed he was going and the way he was able to hit those lips and just slash a big cloud up, you know, basically put himself in the pit there. He's got incredible technique. We're going to see what the judges are thinking there. That's a 79.33. That's going to drop him into 3rd spot for Gigi Rüf.
So tight in the snowboard, guys, at the moment. 5 runs, 5 bangers, and I think it's only 10 points, 75 to 85. All 5 riders are within that point zone right now, so no crashes, no mistakes, just impressive riding. It must be super tough for the judges to separate.
Yeah, really, you know, I think it's super exciting that we had the weather come in. We got a little bit of a dusting of fresh snow on the face, and then the sun came out. I mean, you really couldn't ask for a better combination leading into a freeride competition. A lot of people at the bottom yesterday in the rain kind of wondering what the weather was going to do to the face. Well, those questions are answered now. It made it a whole lot better.
And Kristofer Galvin, the 5th and final American out of the 9 snowboard males we have here today. He's always got a smile on his face. Even though it was raining yesterday, he was stoking out because he knew it was snowing up here, and he is on course now, also heading out to the rider's left. Look his right. Look at that background. Does this make you want to go riding? Nothing will. Tanner Hall giving him the handshake. Not the handshake to the handshake in the air. The let's go boys kind of handshake, and already getting air up the top there.
Yeah, Chris Galvin avoiding the bomb hole there by dropping in just a little bit earlier, kind of mirroring Gigi's track there on the slash turn and coming down now into the Heusel Cliff, getting off, landing just beyond the bomb hole there and absolutely dead center on his board. Looking good here as he smoothly transitions over into the rider's left side of the face in the sunshine.
So Chris Galvin going big on that one, flying over 3 bomb holes on his way to landing that last one, coming straight into this next hit. And going for the grab, not quite sure if he got it. Hands in the air after that. I'm not sure if that was a celebration or a frustration, but it's looking good so far. This is nice, creamy power, race power, as Reine Barkered called it. And certainly racing down here now, Chris Galvin.
Yeah, his riding style just so smooth, floating a big 3 there, a little bit wheelie on the landing, and then rolling down into the shade as he's going to get set for one more feature down here at the bottom.
Storming down this now, looking so fast. getting pitted and airing down into this bottom section, finding the transition really well. If he'd gone further, look his right, it would have been quite flat if he aired through over the bushes. So nice run from Chris Galvin, back on the World Tour after a wee hiatus. Didn't re-qualify a couple of years ago, qualified again. Good to have him back.
Yeah, I really like the way he took this one, just over that last bomb hole. He landed in a track, but that's all right because at that point the track was pretty light and not so deep. So then making his way across. So we're going to see here Kristofer Galvin in the finish area. He's got a smile on his face. Again, the stress is just washed away. All those feelings in the top of the start gate when you're nervous, you're stressed, you're hoping you're going to stay on your feet, you're hoping you're not going to get lost on your line, and then you wrap it up. And of course, nice little hydration there from the locals.
That's right. I'm sure the whole team will be getting well hydrated later as well. Kristofer Galvin in the finish, waiting for his score. I believe that if anything is going to hurt his score, it is going to be the fact that he didn't trick hits that other riders hit and did trick. He did go pretty big. He overshot a couple of bomb holes, which is a good way. It's a good thing. It's a good do. It's a good do, Kristofer Galvin. So waiting for your score at the moment. Saw in the judges' criteria that I think technique was the one that came up best for him. And he is sitting 67.67, just out of the 70s and 6 at the moment. And to not be in the top 5 with a run like that, can understand if he's a little bit disappointed. It's been such a heavy hitting field today.
Unreal. All the runs stomped, bangers across the board, keeping things tough for the judges. But we are heading straight back up to the top of the Wildsloder for Victor de la Rue.
Victor de la Rue, the flying Frenchman. I don't know why I started calling him that. We've called lots of other Frenchmen that, but he does fly, this guy. Third ever World Tour stop here. Won his second one in Canada only a few weeks ago. Really nice floaty 3 in the playful venues. A little bit more big mountain orientated here today, especially if you go 4-line like Sammy Luebke did. I wonder if this guy is going to go look his right, his left, like all the other riders have apart from Sammy, because I feel like he's quite a playful rider.
Yeah, and it's hard to argue with that choice when it's sunny and sparkly powder over there. It kind of seems pretty attractive, like it's where you'd want to go if you were up there just free riding on your own outside of a competition. Taking that early drop in there, making his way across already with the style and absolutely charging. Look how fast he's going. Grabs
and speed and a 3 already. Wow, this is a heavy hitting run. He hasn't even got into the main part of his line yet. Taking that 4-line. Nice work off the Heusel cliff, named after Stefan Heusel. And of course, no stranger to freeride as well as freestyle, Victor de la Rue. If you haven't seen his movie Frozen Mind that came out this season, then you should watch it because it is unbelievable. And run right now is unbelievable too. 2 3s already and charging through the section. Holy damn, this is hot speed.
So corked out on that last one. And look, there's not a single turn there, just a long, flowy, slight direction change. Looking like he's going to head down into the couloir zone, maybe head for this classic jump. This one's a bit of a favorite for the riders as it's got a nice little kick to it. Yeah, Victor heading across there. Another 3. I'm losing track of his rotations. He must be getting dizzy up there.
1080. And this is a favorite hit as well. Seen tricks before, seen grabs before, and these bottom hits have actually seen people come unstuck before, so I'm glad to see Victor taking it cross court to find the tranny and coming out hot.
What a run. You know, one of the things that stood out to me on that one is at the top with the 360 over all the exposure, but no problem. You really got to back yourself when you're doing something like that to know that it's going to work out and have complete confidence. He's gone through his visualization, and clearly it worked because that run was spectacular.
That's right, and Victor putting in 2 nose butter 3s casually on his way to the finish line, showing ultimate confidence, not only spinning 3s in the exposure, but nose butter 3s just before the finish line, which would count if you crash. So with 3 360s and 2 nose butter 360s, he has taken his total spinning to 1,800 degrees. I'm not sure if we're going to see that again today. I'll be impressed if we do, but huge run from the Frenchman, looking to back up his win with at least another podium.
Yeah, bold moves up there in the top, and then this one taking a slightly different angle. You can see where the other bomb holes were. He took a little bit more fall line and was able to just land so smoothly. He's happy, you know, and that's one of the great things about the way these riders are right now. They're throwing down their dream lines on this face. However it goes with the score, they're on their feet at the bottom and they've done what they wanted to do, and so you got to have a smile at the end of that.
Yeah, for sure. It's so impressive. 7th rider out of 9, and we've already seen all of the runs stomped, and that is just magical to watch. Hard to the judges, like we said before. All the scores are really compressed, but Victor de la Rue, just an absolute pleasure to watch here today. I believe he did frontside and backside 360s, popping off his heels and toes in that run, as well as the chargy free ride style, just to demonstrate his creativity and What's the other word I'm looking for here? Apart from creativity, we can do all the things.
Diversity.
Diversity. Thank you, Derek. That's why we have you here in the commentary box. First at the moment for Victor De La Rue.
Boom.
Taking the hot seat off.
88.67, so he's going to bump Davey down to second, and Sammy Luebke into third spot. That was an incredible run. So Victor De La Rue making his wishes known to hold on to that golden leader's bib.
Victor De La Rue first at the moment, Davey Baird second, and Sammy Luebke third. And all of those runs were so amazing for me and could have won on another day. So if anyone is here not on the podium putting down their run, then wow, I don't really know what else they've got to do, man. It's been a huge run so far today.
Yeah, and I love that the top three runs were all quite different from each other. I think that's just, really shows the diversity of the field and the line choice. So right back up, though, Ludovic Guillot-Diat, he is ready to get his day started out of France. And, he's seen a lot of good runs before him. I don't know if he likes to stand and watch, but he is heading the other way. We haven't seen any of the riders go out here to the riders' right yet.
Ludovic Guillot-Diat, the first rider to go lookers left, riders right on the face. There are some closed sections out here. We'll talk to you about those more later, but of course he's not going there. He scoped his run just like he wants to and getting into the eagle, as we call it. If you see a zoomed out shot, you can see this whole section looks like an eagle with two wings and a head, and he is coming straight through the head at the moment. The head of the eagle down into the steep, exposed, gnarly Guinard that we saw. Sammy Luebke only won into the big part of the face so far, and Ludovic Guillot-Diat looking to follow him up and jump into his slough off this gnarly looking cliff right below him.
It's extremely steep in this section. You can see the way the slough is just pouring down that rocky section as Ludo puts the board into the fall line and punches through there. Unreal. The way that he accelerated there really shows you at home how steep that actually is. The second the nose of his board was in the fall line, he just hit Mach speed straight away.
That's right, turning it into a double through that section, and now a double through here as well. So double doubles for Ludovic Guillot-Diat. We're not talking about basketball, we're talking about freeride snowboarding. And although he's got into the gnarly section at the top here, he has also, seeing a replay just now, pretty sure we're about to see his bottom section coming up. There it is. He is a good freestyle rider as well. We saw a backflip and a front flip from him in Canada. So see if he's got some freestyle down the bottom here to back up his gnarly freeride skills at the top.
Oh, he is heading right for the steepest part of this section. Oh, there it is. As you said, a backflip, slight over rotation on that one, but he's straight back onto his feet and going to move through. This section is a little bit tricky. A lot of these landings don't really line up super well, so riders being smart. We saw the same thing with Sammy. Smart to just stay on your feet, move through here, and keep it fluid and fast if you can.
And taking another air off the bottom there, like we're saying, you've got to find the right tranny. So if you think they're moving a little bit more slowly than you might expect above those airs, it's because we've seen so many people come unstuck on them before. You're excited, you're at the bottom of the run, you just want to send it as deep as you can, but it gets flat pretty quickly. So unfortunately, control and fluidity as well as technique down in the red for Ludo, probably mainly due to that over-rotated backflip.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, your fluidity is definitely going to go down in control, of course, when your rotation is slightly more than it needed to be to bring it to your feet. He's still feeling good, though. Again, stress is gone. He had a really exciting run up in the super steep section at the top, and just the way that slough was running was so cool. I think you could probably see he was trying to poke his head over and actually see where the rocks were, but when the slough is just kind of waterfalling over it, it makes it a little tricky to see where your actual track is going to be.
Got to be able to see your landings to land it. And getting into the really steep exposed section today, running through there well with that double into another double in the middle section of the face. But Sammy Luebke doing that well, getting into a slightly less gnarly section, I think, just as steep but not quite as exposed as where Lero went. So it's a really tough game to kind of decide how much you're going to put on the board. Are you going to look for the gnarliest line to get the most points if you flash it, or if you don't flash it and hesitate to make sure you're safe, then maybe you end up with a slightly lower score. The slightly lower score in this case probably due to that crash, but the hesitation wouldn't have helped him either.
Yeah, so 46.67 there for Ludo, and we are back up to the top. This is the last man in the snowboard men's field, Thomas Feuerstein, local man out of Austria. He's pretty excited to put on a show for the crowd here, as they absolutely love him.
Thomas Feuerstein in the gate right now, came third here last year after his German-speaking friends, Austrian and German compatriots, who not quite sitting on the podium so far today. Gigi Rüf, even though he put down a solid line, not quite enough to be on the podium. We'll see if Thomas Feuerstein can look for a podium spot the same as last year.
Oh yeah, he wants it. He wants to put on a show for his homies up there in the viewing area that they built. It's such a cool, great support from the local crew here, as they built basically an amphitheater for viewing this event. So Thomas is going with the popular Sunny Powder experience over here on the rider's left, as he's going to make his way down. We'll see if he opts for the far left chute or into the household zone.
Nice 3 up the top there, grabbing it out as well. I think Victor and Thomas are the only ones to do that so far, and since Victor's sitting at the top of the leaderboard so far, it's a good sign for Thomas, picking his line well to make sure he didn't land in someone else's bomb hole, and as you said, opting for the Sunny Powder experience. It sounds like quite a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want that? So Thomas is looking strong here. He's pinned. He's already got a trick above the exposure, which is a surefire way to impress the judges. Another 3 there on what I've been sort of in my head calling the method air, because everyone's doing methods off it. And then right into this zone again. You can see, you know, he's really clever. He's avoiding the bomb holes, even though he's hitting some of the same airs as the other riders.
Yeah, even though he's the last snowboarder, that's only the first category, so he's already realized that some of the lanes are going to be bombed out and made the most of the fresh snow just adjacent to that. Cruising down here now, slashing that power. You can see it's not super deep, it's a little bit firm underneath, so it's making it fast, but if you over-rotate a little bit, then maybe it means for tough landing. Yeah,
a little bit of a misstep there for Thomas Furstein, as he was not able to stay on his feet for that feature off the jump there, but he's still got a few more opportunities to bring the thermometer back up in temperature. He's going to head over here to the rider's right side, of the gully, and is clean out and is going to be making his way to the finish for our last of the snowboard men, riding down this nice pow field at the bottom, just kind of letting the heartbeat settle down, tweaking it out a little bit. So yeah, we're going to see control a little bit down there, as expected. When you lose your feet for a sec and put a hand down or put a butt down, the judges notice that. Those guys have eagle eyes.
That's right. Thomas tweaking it out at the bottom. I love this little like ground tap ears that he does, and a little super stylish way to get off your snowboard in the finish line. He's still smiling. It's really awesome to see. He's stoked, even though he's had a wee crash in his line. I think that the score is not going to be what he's looking for, but at least he is stoked riding Sunny Powder on this Bluebird day. 59 points for Thomas, so sitting in 8th place at the moment. And that is our snowboard men category. Wow, that happened fast.
Wow. Yeah, that was... in my recent experience, that was the most amount of stomped runs that I've seen in a row, probably in any category, and some of the most incredibly impressive moves, just back to back to back to back to back. All of those riders. Look at these tracks. His face is in prime condition this morning. The temperature's staying cool, so even that sunny stuff is staying good. So we can have a look back at what we just saw. Victor De La Rue taking it out, second stop in a row that he's standing on top of the podium.
That's right. Victor, 2 wins and 2 stops. Davey and Sammy also on the podium. Gigi just missing out today. Blake Hamm in 5th. It's been consistent from him so far. Really high level to get into the top 5 today. And I think solid runs from the other riders as well, just missing out on that top 5. It's going to be tough. I saw a lot of smiles in the finish line, but maybe it's going to be a little bit of a mind game coming to the next stop for them, realizing they need to get a 3rd result to stay on the tour.
So looking at the overall, no surprise with 2 wins now. Victor De La Rue sitting on 62.90 in first spot. Things shaking out a little bit now. Davey Baird taking sole possession of second with the 58.05. Sammy Luebke and Gigi Rüf jumping up there into the 4th spot, 52.90. Blake Hamm rounding out the top 5. Jonathan Penfield, Thomas Furstein, Kristofer Galvin, and Ludovic Guillot-Diat. That is your 9 snowboard men riders. So, as we said, this one was really tight coming into here. There was some funny stuff going on with the numbers, with Travis taking out Hakuba. Super gracious in it, though. He was, he's been awesome about it. But now we're seeing things starting to become a little bit more clear. So that's snowboarding done. Those guys threw it down. So we're going to now, move on to the next category as we have to, even though I feel like I could talk about what we just saw all day. But we are going to see the ski men. So looking back, Markus Eder absolutely sent it. Just a wild run, and I don't mean wild in him, I mean wild in what he did.
Craig Murray out of New Zealand, just making such a hit on the Freeride World Tour the last 2 years, spinning a huge 3 in Verbier last year and a 3 and a huge flat 3 in Kinghorse this year.
And Tanner Hall was doing Tanner Hall things. He went to the biggest thing and then threw a massive 360 right off it. That was an incredible moment.
Kristofer Turdell, do not forget about this guy, the defending World Tour champion. 2 tricks and 5 hits in Canada to put him in 4th and contention for another title.
And then Reine Barkered showing that you don't have to be a freestyler to stay up at the top. He went huge off that and absolutely dead clean. The mayor of Stomptown for a reason.
That's right. They call him the mayor of Stomptown because he stomps like he is And in charge. He's the boss.
Yeah, he's the mayor. That's the boss. So that was an incredible show, and I know these guys have big plans here. So we're going to have a look. It's basically the who's who of free riding is about to drop in. The field of heavy hitters stacked up there. We got Carl Regner Eriksson up there kicking things off. Markus Eder, Fabio Studer right away. Liam Pfeiffer, Andrew Pollard, Berkeley Patterson. Just boom, 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 right out of the start.
Yeah, it's such an amazing list of riders. Kristofer Turdell, as we said, is defending World Tour champion. Grifen Moller, amazing rookie last year. Drew Tabke's also won the Tour. Tom Pfeiffer took a podium in his first ever competition in Japan. Amazing result for the rookie. It's just such a stacked field. Craig Murray, of course, blowing himself up to the 2nd overall place with his win in kicking horse. Yann Dumax-Baudron, another rookie, putting on an impressive show. Tanner Hall, of course, can't forget that guy. Wadeck Gorak coming back from injury. Mickael Bimboes winning here last year.
It goes on, and then the mayor of Stomptown. He's had so many different lines on this face. He said he's got plans A through Z. He doesn't know what he's going to do until the moment. Yu Sasaki, anything could happen there. Aymar Navarro, I feel like this face suits him super well. Leo Slemmet, former world champion. And then, unfortunately, our last man on the start list, Jan Rausis, going down with a knee injury at the end of his trip in Canada, so he's not going to be dropping today. But Jan, we are thinking about you. We wish you well, and we can't wait to see you back with the family on the Freeride World Tour.
That's right, Jan. I hope you're watching, and all the best to you. Unfortunately, Ivan Malikov, Hank Billis, Konsti Otner, Ibex Lee, Sam the Ibex, Rachel Croft, Maud Bess, and Jan all out due to medical reasons this year. So really sorry to see you guys away, and hope to have you back as soon as we can. But right now, we have got the first skier guy, Carl Regner Eriksson, out of Sweden, coming at you soon.
Yeah, I love the way Carl skis. He's so smooth. He's, you know, as you said, coming up through the qualifier tour with his brother and with Kristofer Turdell, they all sort of share a similar style. He's got, he's very smooth, and he's got a really cool eye for line, and he's super excited. He likes this face. He likes what's going on, and he is heading over to the rider's right.
I think this snow type will suit him as well. Skis a lot of race power and aura and around the Scandinavian mountains. So I'm really excited to see what he's got for us today. I know he's been talking about getting into the Eagle and straight over there super quickly as well. Not messing around, this guy.
Yeah, Carl is charging, as you kind of have to. He is heading right into that big double, making it flow perfectly, and then trying to get on the brakes here. Going to move his way through this peppery section. We saw this is a little bit different than it was last year. A little less snow cover because of the wind, but he was able to make short work of that. And right down here to this lower area, he's going to sneak his way through.
Another double. Carl Regner Eriksson doubling up 2 times.
30 seconds into his run, he's already got 2 huge airs, 2 doubles, and he's not even into the lower section. Now he's going to make his way across here, and we're going to see what he's got. Carl making this look absolutely butter smooth.
With a backflip as well, just floating it out. A little bit backseat on the landing, but I'll give that to him. That was super impressive to see. Taking that one cross hill as well. Really smooth, really fast. Fastest run we've seen so far today, I think.
Yeah, looking like about 45 seconds top to bottom on the Wildsee loader, which is a huge face. That was awesome. I feel like Carl's going to be happy with that. The backflip, it's sneaking into his repertoire almost as his signature move. I think he's thrown one so far in every event this year, and you know he wants to do them. He's got them so clicked, he can land them pretty much off, it feels like, any shape feature. That was a great run for Carl.
That's right. As we see him coming into this gnarly section, I think that's the same run that Kristofer Turdell skied last year when he came second. So just making it look easy, and so impressed with the way he got on the brakes there as well, because he had to shut it down before his next feature, and I think the snow is a little bit hard to control your speed in. So you saw his skis kind of chattering a little bit as he broke through into the slightly harder snow underneath the soft power, but line fluidity, air and silent technique way up, but control a little bit down.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, as we said, this is just a tool for us to use to, you know, get everybody kind of on board with what the criteria are and where the athletes sat in it. We'll see what the numbers actually look like. But that move that he made after the double to get through the peppery section, a lot of riders were wondering if that move was going to be makeable or if you were going to have too much speed for that. We're just going to see. So we're seeing a 78 there for Carl, which is a solid score for the first man out of the gate. The judges know that there's going to be nonstop action. And speaking of nonstop action, the man in the start gate is no stranger to action. Pretty much everything he does is action-packed.
We're in the yellow bib today. Markus Eder. He is ready to roll. Red Bull helmet, GoPro pointing in the right direction this time. And I bet he has something picked out that is going to wow us.
Oh yeah, Markus, every time he drops in, it's something special, and it's almost always something that I never even noticed or thought was possible on the face. He's just so easygoing in the face check. He's always like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll just kind of figure it out. But then when he goes, you know the plan was so solid and locked in. So he's heading towards the snowboarder men's zone over to the Sunny Pow side. We're going to see what he's got in store for us over there.
That's right, Markus, such a nice guy, and as you say, such a relaxed attitude, but such a super sender as well. Taking that top hit big, and that's into exposure as well. I'm not sure if you could see it from the camera angle, but nice 360 there as well, joining the Victor De La Rue club. And looking for a transition over here, maybe.
Yeah, getting a little face shot there as he popped the top off the spine, and now moving across. Getting cross court there, finding transition, super smooth there. This is really creative in the classic Markus Eder style. He's always just got a slightly different take on the face. Now he's going to come in underneath this thing and still making his way back up across there.
Transitioning again, transfer airs, we love them. He obviously loves them, and that's a really good pick today with the snow, I think. If you go four line, it can be hard to shut it down, so popping up and over to give yourself as much speed or as little speed as you want to land in exactly the right place. Really smart skiing from Markus.
Yeah, lining up a nice laid out backflip there, and he's going to get cross hill off this one as well. Smooth top to bottom run for Markus Eder. He was all over. He's really used up, the whole mountain, he's side to side, and finding, as you said, transition by going cross hill. I'm really impressed with the way he was able to get into the lower pepper zone by basically crossing over from underneath it almost. Boom, all in the green. Category is lighting up like a Christmas tree. Markus Eder there getting a hug from Victor. We're going to see how the judges thought of it, but it doesn't really matter to him right now because he's happy with what he just did.
He's feeling good. Markus Eder in the finish gate with the yellow bib. With a run like that, I think he's got a pretty good chance of holding on to it, but got a lot of action to come here yet today in all of the categories. This one being the skiing guys. Shifting out over that transfer there, just making it look so easy. You must be quite nervous coming into a hit like that. They must be completely blind. But Markus Eder, 92 points.
Boom. Well, Markus Eder putting down a big statement right at the top of his run, using the field, using the venue in a super creative way. And as you said, just finding those transitions by going cross court. He is stoked.
Red Bull in the helmet, Red Bull in the hand. I think it's going to be a party tonight for Markus Eder. He has won one event. He's come second in one event. And Markus Eder looking to hold on to that yellow bib, giving himself a pretty damn good chance of doing it.
All right, so his good buddy back up at the start gate. These guys have been traveling together. They're skiing together and hoping to be standing on the podium together. Fabio Studer in the start gate. Local man from right here in Austria getting ready to kick off his campaign on the Wildsloader here in Fieberbrunn. We're going to see what Fabio has to offer for us.
That's right, Fabio Studer filming with Markus and Paddy Graham recently. The Legs of Steel boys in Montafon, just around the 4-star competition. Fabio, of course, from that area, representing for the Vorarlberg. And on course now, taking that top side hit into the Sunny Pow. The Sunny Pow experience, as you call it, Derek Boots.
Yeah, so Fabio heading down to the Hausel Cliff on a slightly different angle, getting really, really smooth and finding no bomb holes there. That was very well scoped out, super clever there. Fabio knows exactly where he's going.
Taking that one deep and lifting off the ground again like it ain't no thing. He was flying for about 10 meters without me barely noticing he was doing it. Nice little side hit shifty there as well.
Yeah, sticking to the zone that did very well for the snowboarders. Clean 360 off that feature, and Fabio Studer well on his way here to a strong run. Now just enjoying the powder as the steepness kind of mellows out across the benchy part of the middle of this face, and then into this lower roller section on the skier's right. This jump in the scene for some action, and of course this, these next features. Fabio now a couple check turns, setting himself up.
Was it a flat 3?
It sure was. Fabio Studer. Oh, Fabio.
Nasty crash of Fabio there. Seems like he's okay, but bounced off some hard-looking things. I'm glad that he's on his feet and skiing out. I'm super gutted to see him go down after such a cool, creative run, but that was scaring me for a second.
Yeah, I'm not. We're going to have to take a look back at the replay to see what knocked him down there, as he was not able to stay on his feet after the flat 3. Looked like he landed the air, and then something just took him out.
Helmet off already. Control way down. Fabio probably going to be disappointed. on the last hit as well, just before the finish line. Put in a good run until that point. I think he was looking for a result today, getting a hug from his buddy Markus Eder. Hasn't really been his season so far, and after putting such tidy film lines down in recent history, I thought he might be on a roll today. Sick flat 3-2. Unfortunately coming unstuck just after that.
So 48.33 for Fabio. That's going to be third spot so far. Yeah, as you said, he's pretty disappointed. As we know, he's capable of podium runs for basically on any face. He's an unbelievable skier, but not his day today, as unfortunately not quite working out. So that is the highs and lows of competitive freeride right there. You go stand next to your best friend who just threw down a spectacular, well, a run in the 90s is sure to be in contention for the podium, and unfortunately, not able to stand next to him on the box. But they're standing next to each other in the finish area, and we're right back up to the top. Whistler Freeride Club's Liam Pfeiffer getting ready to kick things off. He's in the gate. He's looking relaxed. He's got big plans there, and Liam Pfeiffer dropping in.
That's right. You were saying that he was looking to do a 3 up the top, maybe in the exposure. So sounds like scary stuff. I'm not sure if he's going for that option, because I think he is coming over to a different part of the venue from what we were talking about earlier. Getting into the eagle, as we call it, the right wing of the eagle at the moment. And that is in no way a political reference. Please do not take it in that way. It's just in a super sick freeride zone where he is following Sammy Luebke's line down into this exposed air as he makes his way quickly through that crazy section. Cool stuff from Liam so far.
Yeah, he had a few different plans here, and obviously plans are changing and morphing and evolving all the time. So he's following up there in Marcus's line, getting right off the top ropes and taking it deep, and again managing to avoid the bomb hole. I'm super impressed with these riders' ability to hit the same air but not land in the other riders' holes.
Not landing in the other riders' holes is not what you want to be doing. Liam Pfeiffer, you're saying, out of the Whistler Freeride Club, lots of practice at hitting the same cliff as his friends and not landing exactly the same place as them, but putting together a lacy run down here and back flipping out as well, looking like he might over-rotate, putting it straight to his feet. So really solid, fast and smooth here from Liam.
Yeah, super clean, and taking the Sammy Luebke approach there, keeping things smart at the bottom, as that has been the scene of many broken dreams, those bottom airs. But Liam coming out of it clean, and another backflip. That's 2 comps in a row. Maybe Liam trying to follow Carl's footsteps in making a backflip part of every run. The backflip that he did in Kicking Horse was the first one he'd done all season, and now he's done 2.
Really, that's pretty damn impressive. Giving a wee point to Marcus. Maybe it's saying, I followed your line and you're crazy, man.
You're crazy, man. All right, well, Liam down with a smile. We saw the criteria come up. He's going to go over and shake hands. Liam threw that closeout chute at the top, coming out super fast, and then getting on the left foot to head over onto the traverse that Marcus pioneered, and then right off the top ropes. A little bit of a wild...
Such a cool poppy, yeah.
Wild running man. Yeah, that one looks like fun. It looks like fun, but it looks like there's a little bit of pitch to the takeoff, so it kind of throws you up. But Liam was able to keep it clean. So 70, that's going to drop him into third spot so far for Liam. We're going to see where that's going to end him up at the end of the day. Big hugs for Marcus. All the riders, they're comrades at arms. So we're going to take a look at the top 3 right now. Markus Eder holding it down. Carl, the Swede, Ragnar Eriksson, 78, and Liam Pfeiffer in third spot with a 70 even.
That's right. Carl Ragnar Eriksson out of Sweden, the peak performance rider, sitting a little ways behind Markus Eder. So I think we'll see some riders slotting in those 80s between those two scores. There's a lot of action yet to come, but a good run from Carl, being the first one he's probably happy with, that he's put down in the way that he wants to. But right now, who we got?
Andrew Pollard, the man out of Alta, Utah. He has a style all his own. He's a very smooth rider, super creative, always finding the cross-court options, and he's heading over for the Sun Pow experience. A-pole, they call him, taking that top hit pretty damn deep. How did he get that speed? Not sure, but he's a creative magician looking to turn this one into a double. No hesitation at all. That will be great for his fluidity score. Yeah, A-pole absolutely pinned. He's heading over here to the rider's left in the sun. with a big 3 and getting it dead clean up high on the wall, and then another big hit off. This is super smooth. Andrew Pollard looking to show his kind of style, his creative take on this face. Right now, things are looking great for Andrew Pollard.
Yeah, I love the way that upper 3 kind of pops you into a transfer air that takes you straight down to the next cliff, and a cork 3 off that one, grabbing it out. I didn't know this guy was such a freestyler as well.
Oh yeah, this is exactly what Andrew wanted to do. He loves the cross-court stuff. That's what Alta's all about, finding transition, and now finding in the lower section here as Andrew Pollard making his way down. Double fist pump. He is pumped. Andrew's been trying to find a way to express himself and you know, keep a run top to bottom on his feet. And he said he just wanted to make it look like fun. I feel like with some of these riders, when they ski something that they really feel that they vibe on, that suits their style, it kind of sparkles, it shines a little bit, and it shows their true sort of skiing selves. And that's exactly what Andrew did there. He showed the Andrew Pollard style, and you saw the criteria. Boom, all in green. A couple of huge 3s there. This one, I love, nobody spun that yet, and he just did it so smooth.
Makes it look easy, man. The A-pole experience, the Sunny Pow experience, if you will. A-pole's score coming in now. He is sitting 85 points between Kalle Eriksson and Markus Eder.
Yeah, how stoked is Andrew Pollard right now? 85.33, sitting in second spot. That's what he wanted to do. He's been, you know, he's been trying to find his home and his style, and he just locked it down. He stayed true to himself, and it shows.
That's right, needing a result today to stay in contention for requalifying for next year, and he has done that. Obviously, lots of riders still to come. Andrew Pollard only the 5th of 19, but great place to be sitting right now. 85 points, I believe.
Yeah, 85.33. That's a good one that's going to be a keeper for A-Paul for sure. But right back up. Last year's Rookie of the Year. This year, he wants it real bad. Berkeley Patterson looking to start the fire. He's going to head out right off the bat there in the air and getting the judge's attention. He grabs him by the shirt collar and says, "You got to watch this."
Berkeley Patterson on course now. I don't know if you follow him on Instagram, but I do, and he threw a huge flat 3 off the cliff in his home mountain, Crystal Mountain, recently. So I wonder if we got something like that for us today. We've seen flat 3s from him in competition already this year, and so far charging hard into a zone we haven't seen anyone go into.
Yeah, way over to the rider's right.
Into the big old Shooty Kilwara over there, a little bit further. Look is left than the Eagle. Coming down to some big looking cliffs. I think the snow is filled in quite nicely here, although it's a little bit sharky below exactly where he is now, but looking to send a huge cliff and stomping it. A little bit of a back slap, but holy damn, that was huge. Exposed a little bit of a rock on landing, but wow, Berkeley sending it so far.
Berkeley going massive and heading out into the even deeper into the rider's right section that we haven't seen any tracks in as he transitions into the shadow. Berkeley keeping it playful there. Looks like he had a little bit of a catch up there. He's going to head into the trees, and we know where these trees lead. They lead down into the cliffs.
George Rodney showing us how it was done here last year with a huge air, and Berkeley loading to back that up. Stomping that one, little bit of a hands down, but damn, I'll give him that. Some big airs in that run from Berkeley, showing us what he's capable of. That guy's got strong legs to send cliffs that big onto snow. That isn't deep pow, it's race pow. It can be firmish landings, and Berkeley just showing what he's made of, legs of steel.
Two of the biggest airs we've seen so far all day today from Berkeley, and both in the same run. As you said, he got a little bit sat down on both of them, but maybe that's what's going to happen when you go that big. This one into this closeout zone and just pumping right off the top, just clearing the rocks. So a little bit down on control in the criteria, but we'll see what the judges thought. And then this one, again, with the little shifty, you can see the landing and the takeoff angles not quite lining up. So Berkeley having to take a little bit of an airplane turn into that to line himself up with the transition.
That's right. Berkeley with a strong result in the first competition, I believe, and looking to get 3 top 10s, which is roughly probably what you need to qualify for Verbier in next year.
So Berkeley there on a 62. The judges definitely, you know, they're noticing those back slaps. Berk going absolutely huge though, as he likes to do. Yeah, finding really cool transitions. Like we said, that open book section in the lower one, having to go a little bit airplane on that, and then the snow looking like it was a little bit maybe firmer than he expected. But as you said, even to get where he got, you know, he's just got a powerful man.
That's right. We have someone in the start gate that is defending their World Tour title. Getting his last things together, doing his little start routine, his little stompy and the gatey. Kristofer Turdell, the turtle they call him, former Scandinavian Big Mountain Championships winner multiple times, same as Carl Regnier. Wonder if they'll have scoped a similar line together.
Yeah, we're going to see, as you said, they were travel compatriots, so taking that same air off the top as Berkeley and looking like he's got a different, slightly different plan than what we saw from Carl, but maybe not. He's heading into the Eagle.
That's right. Similar line from last year for him so far, taking that top one big and sending it straight into the pocket. He's so good at lining up that transition and managing to shut it down without his skis chattering as well. I don't know how he does that. His technique is on point.
You know, I talked to Kristofer. He said he's been working, and it really shows, been working on being smooth. A long leg is a strong leg, and he rarely uses his whole travel. You know, if you think about the way your legs move as suspension, and Kristofer's got his suspension set real stiff.
He is such a strong skier. A little bit of a side slap on the landing of that 3. It was just too flat, but putting in a backy as well. Looked like he was going to under-rotate, but pulling it around and taking another air off the bottom. A little bit wild down the bottom, super smooth and fast at the top, putting in 2 tricks. Things are just getting crazy down here.
I'm not sure if he put a turn in between those features. He was so fast by the time he hit that 3rd one. But yeah, the 3, like you said, just maybe a little short on that. It does have a little bit of a rollover transition. We saw Andrew Pollard catch that one perfectly. Kristofer just a tiny bit short, and then no turns. He said, I'm not going to come up short again.
So fluidity all the way to the max. We haven't seen a single score going to the end of the judging criteria for any rider in any category, and the smoothness that he has been working on paying off there. I wonder how much the side slap's going to hurt him on the 3.
Yeah, some, but he did manage to sort of parlay that into the next turn as if that was exactly where it was going, having to punch the extra little heat on the backflip there to get the final rotation around, but he got it, no problem, and wrapped it up then with that cross-court air going max speed at the bottom. So an 82 for Kristofer Turdell. The judges loving what they saw at the top. He went huge. Similar zone to Carl, but again, finding the spot where there's no bomb hole. That's a solid run there for Kristofer Turdell.
That's right. Touche, parlay. The Red Bull riders salute each other. 2nd last year, sitting in 3rd at the moment.
Yeah, Kristofer Turdell.
Got a lot more to come, Day.
Oh, man. So straight back up to the top. This field is stacked. The talent is unbelievable. Everybody wants a piece of the podium. You know, Markus Eder definitely threw down the gauntlet early, but there's a lot of guys up there who have the ability, and this man is one of them. Colorado's Grifen Moller looking to stake his claim. He had an unfortunate shark attack at Kicking Horse, but he was started off with a bang, and you know he wants it here. This guy is an absolutely talented individual and just a lovely fella to be around as well.
He's got a great sense of humor, this guy. Like Apol, he is looking for results to make sure that he can stay on the World Tour and go on another honeymoon next year.
Yeah, he's enjoying the wind-scoured POW up at the top. Not scoured, I should say, wind transported, and he's going to make his way down to this lower section. You can see the way the wind's been moving the snow around. It's quite textured, but it looks like it's really nice to ski. It's still very soft.
Yeah, packed power powder, and packed power from Grifen Moller.
Yeah, that was a cool little double there. Griff.
Lost a ski, man, coming unstuck.
Oh, that is a heartbreaker.
Griff, I'm super sorry to see that, man. Lost a ski after the snipers shot you in Canada. Lost a ski after the snipers shot you here. That catchy snow making a meal of things. Taking advantage, grabbing your ski. Snow shark got you, maybe.
Yeah, we'll have
really
to look back.
Sorry to see that.
We'll have to look back and see what took it, as he had this really creative double through this section. Got a little direction change off there. Nice and clean, and then he just lays on the left foot. He's moving across. And his ski just left. It was like, nope, I'm out of here. That is a heartbreaking moment for Grifen Moller, as his ski just ejecting and leaving him with one ski in the middle of the Wildsee-Loader, not where you want to be on one ski. So Griffin's getting his ski brought back down to him by the ski runner, the ski dude, as they say. And that is a tough pill to swallow. Just making his way across, and the ski was just gone up from under his foot.
That's right, Grifen Moller. I'm not sure if you follow him on Instagram, it's the same as Berkeley Patterson. I do, and his hilarious way that he portrayed a sniper shooting him before he lost his ski in Canada was it was pretty good value. Hopefully you can see the bright side of things this time as well.
Yeah, so we're seeing the crowds here, the local crowds absolutely popping off. The Austrians love this event. They are huge supporters of Freeride. And of course, Fieberbrunn has just been an unbelievable partner in this endeavor as they build a full-size amphitheater up there for the spectators. And you know those guys are partying. Après is kind of a cultural pastime for Austria, and they are kicking off Après here at 10 o'clock in the morning. So Grifen Moller making his way down through the POW. This guy's got an unbelievable bag of tricks. His skills are so solid, and I'm really sad to see him wrap up his day here at Fieberbrunn with an unfortunate ski ejection there. But he will live to ride another day. I'm sure we'll see something funny come out of Griff, as he has got a great sense of humor and always just able to see the bright side of things. Unfortunately there, though, throwing a shoe, and that's going to wrap up his day. So he just smoothly riding the powder out, and we are heading right back up to the top, and we're going to see Drew Tabke, our next man in the gate. Tabke has had an epic getting his gear to him. His skis showed up last night only after 3 days of frantic phone calls with the airlines, but Reine Barkered, what a guy, was down in the Munich airport picking up Jacqueline Paaso, and Reine found Drew's ski bag and brought it back up. So Drew is skiing on his own equipment, which is, you know, that's a huge relief for a Freeride World Tour athlete. You don't want to be dropping in on somebody else's gear.
That's right. Drew Tabke in the start gate. Drew and Reine, longtime compatriots, both former Freeride World Tour winners, and both with good results here on the Wildsee Loader in the past. Drew taking out the Freeride World Tour win in 2013 and looking to repeat it. I loved his line here that year. He spun a big upper three on the lookers right and the Sun Pow experience, as you described it before. I wonder if he's going back into a similar line today. We're just about to find out.
Yeah, I mean, it would be so hard to choose anything but that when it just looks so spectacular. Fresh snow and sunshine is it's a pretty special combination in the ski and snowboard world, and when you get it, you got to go get it.
That's right, and Drew staying really high on the ridge here, looking to traverse further out, maybe getting into a different zone, but no, coming back into where Davey Baird went, but cutting back across to the Stefan Heusel cliff as a double in a separate area, fresh landing, really creative skiing from the Transferinator.
Tabke doing Tabke things. There's things that other people never even saw, and he just makes it look so easy right off the top there, and he's getting up super high on the face here. He's going to maybe come at this one from a slightly different angle. Yeah, of course he's coming at it from a different angle. Tabke getting across there, and another big turn. Oh man, just
such a smooth grab. What a pleasure to watch. Comes at life from a different angle, this guy. Great sense of humor, smile on his face even though his ski bag was lost for 3 days. First run back on his own skis in this country this time. Love it how he puts it sideways as well. It just looks like so much fun, and transferring down there as well, picking the pocket.
Oh yeah, picking the pocket indeed. You saw where he landed was the absolute perfect spot on that face for the angle that he had. Drew Tabke, top to bottom, clean, ultra creative. I love watching this guy ski. Every time it just makes me smile, and it makes me think, oh, that looks like fun. I could do that, but of course I couldn't do that. Otherwise I'd be up there and not sitting down here. So
it makes me want to do it though.
Yeah, exactly. I want to do something like that.
I want to have fun like you. I kind of feel like he's like an eccentric artist as a skier. You know, he paints a different brush. You know, his brush strokes down the face go in different directions to what you think people would do or what is possible. But having a little fall there in the finish line, just like to clarify, that does not matter for the judges' scores. That is purely for our own enjoyment.
Actually, it looked soft where he fell over there. I think he found a powder pocket in the finish as well. So Tabke getting a huge face shot there on the spine, and then turning that hustle zone into a double. Nobody else saw that. Nobody else did that. And I really like the way he caught this one, again, in a zone where there are no tracks. I think maybe that's what he looks for.
Yeah, generally making life tough for the judges by doing something completely different into that gray area, non-category of creativity, because if someone's done it before, it's easier to find, and he's doing things that people usually haven't done before. So 5th place for Drew right now, sitting with 74.33 points, and it's a hard-hitting field today so far. We're only 9 out of 19 through, so 5th place on maths, that makes the top 10, right?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Right now, Markus Eder holding it down with the 92.33. Andrew Pollard the Alta boy 85.33, and Kristofer Turdell sitting on 82. So those are some big scores early on, but they were big runs. And speaking of big runs, here's a man who's got one in him. He's looking to come back from the shark attack at Kicking Horse. Tom Pfeiffer in the gate, in the start, ready to go. We saw his brother Liam, his twin, drop in a little bit earlier. Tom is going to be looking to lay down a run as he pushes out of the gate and starts things off with a bang right into the steep section straight away.
That's right, Tom Pfeiffer out of the Whistler Freeride Club, former coaching student of yours, looking to ski a similar line to his twin Liam so far.
Yeah, we're going to see. They often don't like to do the same thing. So Tom airing into the chute and boosting out of it.
Holy crap.
So, I mean, you see, this is Tom's absolute signature. He is all about the fall line, full throttle, full pin, and he's going for the same air as Markus and Liam took, getting a little bit less wild maybe than Liam did on that one, but also maybe a touch more skiers left there. Tom Pfeiffer looking to wrap his run up in a hurry.
Yeah, not quite as big as Liam and Markus on that one, but sick transfer 3, not quite making it to the transition he was looking for, but backslapping, staying on his feet. Super sick run so far, so a couple more airs down the bottom here and he'll be out. But wow, that top section, that top double absolutely exploded my brain. I can't believe he took that on. There's so high consequence.
Yeah, absolutely pinned. Big air into that chute that we've seen. You know, that's like a jump turn zone, not an air to straight line to air zone. But Tom Pfeiffer, that's just the way he sees the mountain. And yeah, so he'll be a little bit bummed with the 3. We'll see what the judges do with that. We saw in Kristofer Turdell's run, the reward for the top was enough to overcome, you know, a bobble in the bottom. We'll see if they treat Tom the same. But that top section was wild.
Oh, so wild. Look at it from the top. I would be packing my pants at this point.
Yeah, super clean there.
Oh, almost goes over the front as well. Goes for the 4-point landing. Stomps it, bolts.
And then taking this one on a slightly different trajectory, getting that one ultra clean. And then look at these turns, the technique that Tom has learned over his years. So yeah, just you can see he was just a touch short, big wheelie there. We'll see how that affects him. But overall, that was a super solid run and so fast for Tom Pfeiffer.
I think it might not be that bad because, you know, like he's done a 3, he's backslapped. It kind of effectively makes that air nothing. You know, you don't win points, you don't lose points. It's just, in terms of scoring, it's neutral.
Well, we'll see, and you know, we're not scoring them. Markus is crossing his fingers there, hoping to hold on to the tops, the hot seat, excuse me, and Tom Pfeiffer just having a laugh as the stress relief. Again, I keep going back to that, but this moment in any rider's run where you're at the bottom, you've done what you meant to do. So 79.67 there. Tom Pfeiffer dropping into 4th spot right now. As we said, none of these spots are safe, not even Markus, because there is a packed field of heavy hitters still on the top looking to have their say. But I think Tom's going to feel pretty good about that for the moment. He put down a pretty scary looking run at the top. And you said he had that moment, you know, he got a little forward there in the chute, but that's where the gym comes in. That's where the preseason preparation comes in. You do your sit-ups, you do your squats, so when life throws something like that at you, you're able to just muscle through it.
That's right, Tom, super strong through the core. Sharing a podium with Markus in Hakuba, Japan, his first year of the comp, 3rd, and Markus in 1st. But now we've got another podium person, no stranger to the podium. Who is it?
It's Craig Murray. He's your boy. He's out of New Zealand. He has basically fresh off a win and then immediately went home to New Zealand just to see his crew, hang out with his girlfriend, as you know, everybody in New Zealand wanted to give him a high five. He is kicking things off here. He's up on the ridge. He's heading out into the sunny zone. Craig Murray, the Kiwi,
spinning a 3 off that top air just like it's nothing. So calm, collected, cool, confident, and casual. He's the Seaman. Another massive 3 on the transfer.
Oh! Craig Murray a little bit short there and catching those rocks.
I really, really hope that Craig is okay after that. Was a big impact. We've got someone coming over to him already. Craig going for a huge 3, but not able to put it in exactly the place he wants to. We've got someone with him already from the safety team. All the best wishes to you, Craig. That was crazy stuff, looking to back up your run from Kicking Horse with 2 big tricks. But
the 360 at the top there, that was so incredible because, as you said, when Markus hit that air, it was overexposure, super scary, and then just lining up the mega gap there. Craig Murray getting after it there, and, you know, like you said, looking to back it up. But unfortunately, sometimes when you risk it, these things go wrong. Hopefully, Craig's okay. He looked like he was up and moving. We're going to we've got the guides down there. We've got, you know, an incredible safety team here for the riders, basically following the protocols. We've got the the guides on the face. We've got the medical team, and everything's in place to keep these riders as safe as they can while they're doing these high consequence actions.
That's right. You can see that we had someone with Craig within seconds. We've got safety teams positioned all over the mountain just for that purpose. We've got people to retrieve skis. We've got people to provide medical attention if required. We've got helicopters on standby to get them to hospital if need be, but it seems like in this case Craig is probably going to be okay. I've just got someone retrieving his ski at the moment to make sure that he can get off the face. Yet to be seen whether he'll ski off the face himself or take some aid from the medical team, because that was a pretty heavy hit. Seems to be moving around though. He's conscious and breathing, the most important things, obviously. Hopefully there's no further injuries to that, and we'll see him for the rest of the season, sitting in second place at the moment overall after 2 first. Impressive stop results, going for another big one today, and that was a huge 360 before he clipped that rock. Clipped that cliff rock. Apparently one of his skis is completely snapped, so he's going to ski down on one ski. I can't believe that he is okay after a hit like that, breaking a ski, but body seems to be intact.
You know, I sometimes joke that your skis are just there to protect your feet from rocks, and obviously Craig's ski taking the hit there, but sacrificing the ski to save the body, definitely worth it. And it's a big testament to the state of freeride right now. Landing on your feet is the thing. We don't see riders hip checking airs really anymore ever, and that's exactly why. You get your feet underneath you, and then if you're not exactly where you're meant to be, at least your skis are going to take it and dissipate some of that impact. But Craig Murray rolling the dice on a huge move there.
Yeah, that was amazing. I'm really glad that it worked out in the way that he's okay. A little bit of a funny story with Craig, actually. He ordered skis to get sent here, but didn't quite arrive to the non-standard accommodation that we're staying in, and it was a little bit of a difficult find for him, even though they had arrived here in Austria in Fieberbrunn to the Pillersital for him to find his skis. Unlike Drew, he knew that they were somewhere in the airports between America and here. Craig knew that it was somewhere in the army base barracks where he was staying, and got them the day before, I think. So he'd been skiing on snowblades. He was skiing around the snowblades during the face inspection, got his skis mounted, I think, day or day and a half before the competition. So Craig breaking a brand new pair of skis, but that's not a big deal. I'm glad that his legs are okay, and I'm sure that we'll see him ski another day, hopefully in Andorra, in only about a week and a half. Welcome back to World Tour, Craig. I think you're going to be a long-time guest.
Yeah, big shout out to Andrew Pollard for having the backup snowblades in his ski bag that he was able to lend Craig for the face check, as he got up there and was actually able to ride the gondola with his snowblades on, which is always a tricky task. So we're heading back up to the top, and Craig has made his way off on one ski. What an athlete, what a guy. So he's into the finish, getting hugs all around from the crew, as that was a scary thing to watch, but he looks like he's all right. Like I said, just sacrificing the skis. So we're going right back up to the start, and we're going to see at the top of the Wildseeloader, Yann Dumax-Baudron.
That's right, the rookie rider, the Dynastar rider. He is the 12th rider out of our 19 today, so already getting through things pretty quickly here in the ski men field. You can see a little bit of a breeze up there now. It's possible that it's just from the helicopter. You can see the sleeve of Jann's bib rippling in the wind. He's on course now, going lookers left, riders right, taking air off the top already.
Love seeing that. You know, these guys want to get the judges' attention right away. A couple little pops off the top, and the judges are intrigued. So heading down into this closeout section. Oh, look where he's going. He's found the first air of the double, and the second landing right in Carl's bomb hole, I think that was, but absolutely muscling it out.
What a turn out the bottom there, throwing up that spray straight through the eagle. As you said, the same line as Carl Regnier and Kristofer Turdell so far, and they're taking this bottom hit that, oh no. Unfortunate, that same bottom hit that was really creative and cool. We saw a bunch of riders hit that in different ways, but not quite working out for Yann. Maybe one of his skis punched in the landing. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but it's going to be disappointing stuff for the Frenchman.
Yeah, getting one of his feet tangled up for sure, so he's going to just make his way down now with a big 3. And unfortunately, going down again there, Yann Dumax. That is a heartbreaker. He's just going to try to wrap things up here as he is having a bit of a struggle on this run. Yann Dumax just trying to get off the face now without too much more trouble.
And taking a double at the bottom, finish things off in style.
Yeah, putting a stamp on it at the end there. That was rough. So, it's a tough thing mentally for a rider when you have a little moment like that, when you lose a foot, and maybe sometimes you're unsure why. You can get a little bit rattled, and then you can see the result of that where things just start to domino. So unfortunately for Yann Dumax, that was definitely a series of dominoes there. The first one kind of rocked him, and then things just falling apart from there. That is not what he wanted to do. We'll see if we can pick up on what happened there.
Looked so solid to this point, and then going a little bit forward on that one. I can't believe his ski stayed on. What do you have your din set on, Yann? Yeah, as you said, his right foot punching down a little bit and punching himself in the head now. Yann, don't be too disappointed with yourself. You're an amazing skier, and that was a pleasure to watch in the top section. Super fast and smooth through the eagle. You'll be back to ski another day. Wasn't your day today, and I know that you're looking for a result to make sure you qualified, but it's been a pleasure to watch you ski on the tour this year. I thank you for it, and holy crap. Have a look at your dins, mate.
Yeah, like you said, just a little bit forward there, and then the rest took care of itself. So Markus Eder still holding down. Andrew Pollard in second, and Kristofer Turdell in third. 92.33, 85.33, and an 82 for those 3 men leading the charge. And we have a man at the top who can have a big say in what the podium looks like right now. Tanner Hall. Early in the season, a lot of questions. Is this his world? Well, guess what? He's stood on the podium twice now in 2 stops, so I think those questions have been answered. And Tanner Hall now looking to light it up on the Viltseloader. He's heading out to the sunny zone over to the skiers left, and we're going to see what he's got for us.
That's right, Tanner. I'm not sure if he made the podium in Canada, actually. Second place finish in Huckabee.
Oh, no, you're right.
Canada, podium-type move, but not enough other features in his run to put a podium finish on the table. Highlights real stuff, movie line stuff, and now looking to do another movie line kind of thing, coming up to Stefan Heusel Cliff, near where Craig Murray was, and taking that steep and fall line, bringing some slough down with him and charging out of that section.
Yeah, Tanner is looking pinned here. He's going to get up here to this cross-hill section and find this natural feature, which suits his style perfectly. Big X'd up left side 3 there. Tanner Hall getting down into the guts of the run here off this lower air and clean skiing out of it. Tanner Hall looking good so far.
Styling it out. Certainly hit a bunch of hits so far. Tanner Hall, of course, the Brusky legend, sitting 3rd overall on the Freeride World Tour right now. 2nd was Craig Murray. He's had a crash today, so Tanner, with a good result, could bump him up into 2nd overall. Looking to probably trick this next feature, I would guess.
Yeah, it makes sense, as Tanner Hall definitely likes to spend time in the air. Watching his gram lately, he's just been sending some insane doubles, throwing the triple backflip, getting a little bit inside and caught up as he catches himself, wow, like a cat right before the edge of that cliff. I am really glad to see that self-arrest technique there from Tanner.
Yeah, flipping that one, not running into the rocks as we saw earlier in the field today, but not quite Tanner's day, unfortunately. Going out to the looker's right side, which I wonder if it's a little bit more affected now. As we were saying, it was a little bit firmer underneath the snow from the sun effect that aspect gets, and it's starting to warm up a little bit today. Maybe it's solidifying a bit.
It could be, and we've also seen a fair bit of traffic through that area, so that could be having an effect on it too, or possibly a combination of those 2 things. But I got to give Tanner props there because, I mean, you go down, and obviously that's disappointing. But when you're down and you're on this face, there's always something below you that you need to watch out for. And Tanner really showing strong kind of presence of mind and awareness to stop himself, self-arrest, dig in the hands, dig in the feet, and get himself stopped before he went off that lower cliff. This one, I really like the way he threw that.
Yeah, left tail 3 before this backy. Flat 3 actually, correct myself, but bombed out landing there. I think most of the fields that have gone anywhere near that area have hit that air, so that landing probably getting pretty tracked by now, and unfortunately having the better Tanner.
Yeah, 53.67. That's going to put him into 9th spot. It's hard when a bunch of people are hitting the same feature, and we're seeing some, on some of the cliffs, guys are able to take different angles off it and find fresh landings. But on a jump like that, where it's kind of just one way to do it, you land in a bomb hole, and that is your potential result. So back up to the top, though, the field just goes on and on. The talent up here feels like it's endless. The who's who of free riding. We're right back up to the top here with Frenchman Wadeck Gorak. He is looking to throw it down.
That's right, super talented Frenchman. Come back from an injury this year, missed out on the first stop, and I'm not sure if he got the result that he was hoping for in the second stop. So Japan, not an event for him. Canada, I think, got a reasonable result, actually. Nice backflip in the middle and top 10 finish, so getting the let's go from Mickael Bimboes, his French compatriot, in the background. Dropping in, looking to get his second result out of the 3 that he needs to prove that he can stay on the tour, Verbier and 2020.
That's right. Yeah, these guys, they're competitors for the 45 seconds to a minute and a half of the run. The rest of the time, they're friends, travel companions, free ski buddies. I just love seeing the spirit, the high fives on the way out. So he's into this housel zone with an air in. I really like that creative combo, making 2 airs out of something that typically is only 1. Wadeck Gorak off to a strong start here and heading out into the sunny Pau field.
That's right, fast enough that he's turning rollers into airs, and this one as well. Got stylish shifties, these guys.
Yeah, getting the airplane turn there as the slope of the angle of the slope changes direction. Big backflip off that one.
Loading it.
Wadeck Gorak putting on a heater here.
Yeah, this is super strong skiing from the Frenchman, coming back from an ankle injury, but it doesn't look like he's struggling to me.
No, his ankle's looking good. I think he's ready to just keep things going here. We're going to see now how this section goes, as we've seen a couple guys go down in this part. Hopefully Wadeck able to hold on and stay on his feet. He skipped the one that's taken out a couple of riders, going for was that a Cossack?
Yeah, spread eagle Cossack, keeping it real. Keeping it old school from Wadeck Gorak, showing his own style and strong run from the Frenchman.
Yeah.
Seeing his good friend Yann Dumax-Baudron going down just before him and opting for a run that he can put to his feet, doing it well. And I think that's a smart move today. He needs a result. Yeah,
that was nice and smooth at the bottom. He skipped the one that's been, now he's on 1 foot. Maybe the ankle is giving him a little bit of trouble, but he was able to at least fake it or muscle through it. That was a strong run. I really like the way he skied the bottom section. It was super smooth and sensible. It was smart. He needed to get down to the bottom on his feet. If the ankle's sore, you don't want to be taking any chances hitting any airs to flat at that bottom section.
Super fast through that top section. I like the way he took that as well. A little bit further lookers right, making sure he got a fresh landing before backflipping out this next cliff. Look how much he floats this. Great patience from the Frenchman there, taking it deep too, far past the other bomb holes.
Yeah, that was a good one. He's feeling happy right now. He's at the bottom, 72.33. That's going to drop him into 7th spot currently for Wadeck Gorak. So we're seeing things start to shake out. We're seeing a little bit of a sense of the shape of the men's field here as we get towards the back end. So we're back up to the start, and we're looking at the defending champion of this Fieberbrunn event. Last year, blowing minds with the channel gap. There's been a lot of chatter about if anybody was going to try it again this year. Nobody's really, Mickael was giving nothing away, but we haven't seen anybody go near that. Barely seen anybody even ride that chute other than Victor, I think. So
yeah,
we're gonna see. We're going to see if Mickael is going to go back to the well that delivered for him last year, or if he's going to come up with a new and equally wild plan.
That's right, and Mickael on course now, going straight into the Gunnar section. He's so fast, so quick and confident into these exposed sections. I hope the camera zooms out in a second so you can see how massive this section is. He's going for the same line as Tom Pfeiffer so far, and just pointing it through there. Looks like he almost clipped those rocks, but no hesitation. Doesn't seem like he's worried at all. So fast through here, just making it look like a cruise.
Yeah, very, very fast through the exposure. Not getting up to the traverse that Tom, Marcus, and Liam got, but...
Going for the channel gap again. Yes, he is, and he doubles it. What the hell is triple?
Holy cow. Well, Mickael Bimboes right back to the well that delivered the win last year, and that this year there's a lot more shape to the terrain after, and so into the air and then into the air again, but so balanced, so cat-like. He's able to stay on his feet, absolutely pinned. For sure, that's the fastest run we've seen today.
Fluidity to the max, line up there as well, control technique. That, like you said, this is the well that has delivered for him before. He's gone straight back there. I think I might have got so excited during that run that I might have accidentally knocked my mic off. So if you didn't hear how excited that I was getting, hopefully you heard it through Derek's mic, because holy crap. This is just blowing my mind, Mickael. Like you said, he was giving nothing away during line inspection. He didn't want to let people know if he'd done it or if he was going to do it again, but it looks like he's put down another massive line here.
So solid through that upper section, which I can't even describe how wild that is. And then there's even less lip on that than there was last year, and gets kicked into the air twice again. He had to almost kick it, pop it ski jumper style. You can see if we get to see that again, his legs are dead straight. He had to push off so hard to make the gap there, but he did it, and he did it super clean. I mean, Mickael Bimboes just blowing minds again. We're going to see what the judges thought. I mean, that could not have been more different than what Markus did.
Yeah, exactly, which is a great kind of example of what you're talking about before. This space has so many different options. That hard task for the judges to separate these riders with two amazing runs in completely different ways. Different styles, tricks versus not tricks, the challenge of this gap, the risk that you're taking. Things are just so crazy. Is this going to be enough for Mickael to do it again, to take the first spot like he did with a very similar line last year? Goes over and gives Markus a hug. Suddenly remembers, oh, yeah, I love this guy. And the winter activity stickers on his skis and helmet. Wanted me to give a shout out to that. Hit 150,000 followers while he was in Japan. And there's a reason that people like to watch this guy on YouTube. He is a menace.
I love seeing that camaraderie there. You know, Mickael going over for the hug from Markus. There's a shared sense of of risk and danger in this sport, where although the riders are competing against each other, everybody knows that what everyone else is doing is equally scary, and so they kind of share the fear and then share the elation of it all. And it's really cool to see that sort of camaraderie that, you know, hey, you nailed your line, I nailed my line, we're both killing it together. Yeah. Whatever the judges decide, we're all awesome.
Exactly. And just to clarify something, although he was the first person to do it in a World Tour competition last year, the first person to do it in competition was actually either Stefan Heusel or Martin Kogler, who were both working on the event today, and that was back in 2006. I believe it was the ACG freeride competition, before they had the snow fever. They play on the Fieberbrunn, fever being fever in German. So that has been done before. It's been done by Stefan Heusel and Martin Kogler in the same event. Not sure which of those two did it first. I'm sure they'll let me know later. But Toby Tritcher also taking it off that same year into the Couloir. So big history there. And Mickael Bimboes 81.67, sitting fourth at the moment. Huge run. Top five. You've got to do something that won last year just to be in the top five at the moment. So the level is extreme here today.
Wow. So Markus Eder right now sitting in the top spot with the 92.33. Andrew Pollard holding down the second spot with the 85.33, and Kristofer Turdell holding on there. So we'll see Mickael slot right in there behind Kristofer. Interesting to see, like you said, it took a win last year, and this year good enough for fourth currently, but still nothing is decided yet. We still have a whole host of talent up top, when right now the Swede, Reine Barkered, he's a tour veteran. He knows this space inside out. He's skied a lot of different sections of it over the years, and he is looking to put a stamp on things this year.
That's right. It is not over until the Reine Barkered stomps. It's what they say in freeride land. The former Freeride World Tour winner, I believe he has won this stop as well. I think he podiumed in 2012, maybe not a win actually, but certainly a strong, rich history on this iconic face here at the Wildseeloder in Fieberbrunn, Pilisital.
And you can see why. Look at Reine. He is absolutely pinned. He's through that eagle section in the blink of an eye with two features, but just super high speed off that massive air. And now he's getting up a little bit higher than where we saw.
Oh no, Reine! Oh, dude. Holy crap, you're back on your feet. That was scared me.
Shark attack for Reine Barkered. There was a lot of talk from the riders about those rocks in that section. Was the new snow going to hide them? Was it going to cover them? How was that going to play? And Reine Barkered obviously finding one of them that was under the snow. He didn't see it, but he hit that so fast.
So fast. his bottom turn out there, that section he skied through the Eagle, he was just unbelievably fast through that whole section. The bottom turn that was, I think, kind of tricky for other people, just making it look like a race power turn. He described the face as race power conditions today, and that's certainly what he was doing until a race shark got him. Grabbed his ski, pulled it out from under him, made him crash into the ground just next to rocks. I was quite worried for a second, but it seems like he's okay. Disappointed, I'm sure, but making his way down to the finish line.
Yeah, hopefully he's all right from that. It looked like he got pitched into the uphill side of that wall that the other guys used as a bit of a setup jump for the takeoff of the other one, but he popped right back up. So hopefully Reine is all right. He's going to be disappointed, but disappointed and physically okay is, I think that's an all right outcome given the crazy nature of what he just did. This section I love. He was so fast. The setup turn was perfect, and it gave him the exact direction that he needed. And then let's just see what happened.
Yeah, somebody just grabs the ski and he hits a tree, and then like headbangs his way down a rocky shark field. So wow, Reine Barkered stomping like a stompy person in the top, unfortunately coming unstuck in the middle. Big shout out to the Tour veteran. I believe that the Tour has been going only 1 year longer than he has. This is the 12th year of the Tour and his 11th year on it. I hope I got this right this time, because last time I said 1 year wrong. I think I said 10 years and 11 years, and he corrected me. So Reine Barkered, big shout out to you. Wonderful person, not only picking up your wife and Drew's skis from the airport, picking up a rock in the middle of the venue today, but already showing us exactly what you can do in the top section. Just another example of how talented a skier he is.
Yeah, and right back up to the top, we got the truly international field here. Yu Sasaki had an absolute blinder of a run in Hakuba, and he is looking to back that up here. Dropping in on the Wildseeloader. Yu Sasaki getting things started here.
So an opportunity for the field to be broken right open. We've seen quite a few of the riders who were at the top of the list in terms of overall ranking now having not the best run today. So the third result of 3 coming in here today. And Yu, I think, crashing the last competition, but here he's ready to rock after a good result in Japan. So send him back up to the top of the leaderboard. Let's see.
Yeah, he's heading down through this really textured snow. You can see the wind has had an effect. Still skiing nice and smooth, though. It's skiing well, even though it looks kind of wind pressed. And he's getting out onto this kind of blade feature, kind of a step down jump turn there, and then looking to turn this thing into a double. Similar zone to where Griffin went. We're going to see if Yu is able to move out of here. Yeah, he's able to get through that section cleanly. And we haven't really seen that many riders over in this section.
Yeah, really cool and creative from the Japanese guy. Looking down to this bottom air there. Was it Berkeley that hit it? I think. Pretty big one. Same kind of zone that... oh, no! Oh, I thought he was falling there, but he's just putting a shutdown turn. Was it Ludovic Guillot-Diat who got into here as well? And sending it now. Yu Sasaki stomping it. A little bit of hesitation won't be great for his score, but certainly that stomp is going to help things.
Yeah, super clean landing there. He obviously found the exact right spot for the transition. Getting a little bit tangled up in the bushes above it, but making a smart move by slowing things down to keep him on his feet. And he's going to come up into these lower jumps.
Laying out a backflip and pointing at this next feature. It's been the demise of multiple other riders, but Yu making short work of it. Side hill transfer off the bottom air, and the peak performance rider pointing it out the bottom. He's going to be happy with that.
Yeah, that's the way you hit that feature. If you go fall line there, the tide goes out. But he was able to stay across hill and get it nice and smooth. Yeah, we're going to see, he got into that really, really hairy section, got a little bit tangled up in the bushes, but then hit that big air really clean. Landed it pretty much bang on the middle of his feet, and then able to ride out. So fluidity looking a little bit down on the criteria, but the other ones we'll see. I like this approach here.
Yeah, this top section was really cool. I don't think we gave him enough credit for that, because that's pretty exposed in there, You have to go fast in the slightly sketchy snow, and you're above this stuff as well.
Yeah, exactly. And we've already seen one rider go down in there with Grifen Moller having his skis stolen by the sniper.
And potential birthday cake here for you. Not sure another reason that would be giving to him right now. Either it's a practical joke that I'm not in on, or it's his birthday. So happy birthday to you. And I'm talking about his name, not the person. It's been quite confusing actually recently. Hey, good work, you. Hey, you. Hey, you. Excuse me, you. And no one knows who they're talking to. Is it the person or just someone random? Yu Sasaki coming with 58 58.67, sitting 11th at the moment, not quite sneaking into the top 10, probably because of that hesitation.
Yeah, I'd say so. That was tough, and you know, you talked about it in your breakdown of the judges' criteria. They don't like it when you scare them, and as you and I saw, it looked like he was falling there above that exposure, but he was just stopping. But you know, you give the judges a heart attack, and they're going to reflect that in the numbers. Aymar Navarro, he wants to dedicate this run to his recently lost friend, Jelly Bosman. Aymar, you know, that's tough for the local community there back at Bakira Beret. And Aymar is dedicating his run to his fallen friend. So he's going to throw down here and remember his bro. But right now, getting things started, Aymar Navarro loves to charge on the big faces. And he said he's feeling a bit scared of his run.
Well, his runs are pretty scary, so if it's a scary run for him, then I assume it's going to be pretty big, getting straight into the big, steep, gnarly section of the face, lining up the same double as Mickael Bimboes and Tom Pfeiffer at this point, needing to make a small turn here to readjust away from the rocks and doing just enough. Wow, look how chattery that snow is coming out the bottom. We've seen some amazing riders shutting it down. It takes a lot of strength, so Aymar Navarro, the little muscle nugget that he is, making light work of it, and slough cone now, slightly softer there.
Yeah, so he took a slightly different approach than the other guys who went through there, going over on that left side and jumping over the peppery rock-strewn boulder. And he's actually looking like he's going to head down into this section where we've seen a few riders go, but going into the chute instead of staying up on the flank.
Yeah,
and then
Aymar.
Using the wall there almost like a wave. I like the way Aymar's approaching this, getting up here on the left flank and coming down into the bottom section.
Stomping it. A little bit boldly out the bottom there. I'm surprised we haven't seen more riders hit that. It's probably because we saw a lot of riders crash on it last year. We actually started calling it the cursed air because it was like, it looked good, it seemed like it would be good, and then so many talented riders crashed, so we didn't know what was happening. So Aymar taking a creative side hit approach to that. Pretty cool line, very different. Not seeing anyone do that combination, I don't think.
Yeah, like we talked about before, there are just so many options on this face. Aymar choosing that one. I think as well in that lower section, there's a big slough cone from older slides that have formed a bit of a kink there, and Aymar making short work of it. He caught the line exactly right, so fluidity and technique looking really strong for Aymar. We're going to see what the judges thought, but I loved it.
Yeah, that top section, holy crap. Big ups to everyone who's doubled down through there because it is high consequence. More of a classic freeride rider. If you haven't seen the series South Lines from South America, then check it out because he's always charging the biggest, gnarliest, steepest terrain that he can find. Most freestyle thing he did in his run was that little tail press out the bottom, usually just charging hard, fast, and big to look for the best score that he can get in that way. Maybe he needs to do a trick to get on the podium today, maybe not, but I'm waiting for a score at the moment.
Yeah, that was a solid one. I really like the way he used that couloir section, coming in on the rider's right, airing into the chute, popping up on the left, and then airing out the bottom, really making the most out of that section and out of that feature. Instead of, you know, other guys maybe getting only one hit in there, he actually kind of turned it into 3, which was pretty cool. So we're going to see what the judges thought about it, and I think they are thinking they liked it. As 76 even there, dropping Aymar into the 7th spot. I like that run. I think it was super creative and definitely true to the Aymar Navarro style.
So Markus Eder, Andrew Pollard, Kristofer Turdell, the current top 3. We've got American sneaking into the European podium, just like we had in the other 2 stops. But right now, who's on course?
Well, we've got a former world champion, Leo Slement, looking to have his say here. He basically any face on the tour, he can land on the podium. He's got the big mountain chops. He's got freestyle in his pocket. He knows exactly how to do it, and he knows these venues. So Leo Slement looking to have a say in that podium situation right now. We'll see what he's got for us.
That's right. Asked Leo how his ankle was doing after his injury kept him out of the first competition. He said, yeah, it's okay, it's stable. And Kristofer Turdell showed me him doing a 30-meter double backflip. So I feel like it's doing pretty well. He's got high standards for himself, and he's getting straight into the steep, gnarly zone. What's he lining up for us today? So much slough pouring down that it's going to make an amazing photo. Is he going to try and double across this pad? Yes, he is. What a sick move. No one else saw that. No one else has done that. Second to last skier guy opening up a new line.
Oh, Leo Slemmet finding the sneaky double there. That was so exposed. That must have been terrifying to ski in there. You got to be so confident with your scoping. Obviously he was, because he hit it perfectly. And now he's over in the sun section. So a really, really cool combination. Super creative that he's moving from the ultra steep into the sunshine here. And now over in the rider's right side of the couloir section, hitting these jumps as we've seen a few other riders do.
Laying out a backflips perfectly to feet. We haven't seen that many people stomp that so well. So Leo, really, really solid run here. That looks like a lot of hard summer training paying off. Banger run from Leo Slemmet.
Holy cow.
Getting big claps from everyone in the audience.
Former Freeride World Tour champion, showing exactly why he won the tour and that he is not out of it yet. He didn't have his best showing, as he said. He's been sore, basically. Kicking horse, he was definitely taking things a little easy. But I'd say the real Leo Slemmet is back in form and right here in Fieberbrunn.
Look at that line score.
Line score through the roof. He basically took every possible thing he could do and threw it down. And that top section, I mean, look how he had to sneak in there, and then super short patch and dead clean right over his feet, dead center.
Looked like he almost had to ride a rock to get through that double as well. You said it must have been terrifying to ski. It was scary enough just to watch. And that backflip so solidly stomped. Looks really strong in the core. So Leo getting congrats, getting claps from everyone around us. We've got a pretty strongly French-dominated crew here in the production tent and the live webcast, and they're pretty stoked for him, representing for Chamonix, holding the ski up there. Former Freeride World Tour stop in Cham. And next we'll be moving on to Andorra. It is Aymar Navarro's home while we see Markus sitting there in the hot seat, holding his fingers. I think it's pretty guaranteed that he is going to be winning the overall standings after this competition, no matter what happens. Leo Slemmet, that was the last rider we see now. We had Yann Dumax-Baudron on the start list as well, but unfortunately Yann blowing his knee, as well as the Swiss rider Maud Bess. So Maud Bess and Yann Dumax-Baudron both out. That means the ski category is over. Not sure why Markus is holding his fingers there, because the competition for the ski guys is actually over, and that means that unofficially Markus Eder, 2 wins in a second so far. Is waiting for Leo Slemmet's score coming in. Third place.
Anxiously waiting. So third place there, Leo Slemmet dropping an 84.33, which means, as you said, unofficially, Markus Eder taking the win, and Andrew Pollard sitting in second spot. Leo sliding in there at the last possible second into third spot, locking it down. What a day. Leo Slemmet, he's back. He is back, and look how happy he is. He just threw down his dreamline.
That's right, so we're about to look at the overall results here. I'm glad that I didn't call it wrong when I said that unofficially Markus Eder was the winner of that ski category. Such a boss line from him, such a boss line from Leo. Could have been him actually in the end, but the podium at the end of the day for the ski guys is Markus Eder, Andrew Pollard, Leo Slemmet. Kristofer Turdell taking another 4th. I'm not sure if he was super stoked on his 4th in Canada. He just described it as not a podium. Mickael Bimboes 5th with a similar line to what won last year. So to make the top 5, you have to be riding a line that was a winner last year. Tom Pfeiffer 6th after 3rd in Japan. He's going to be doing pretty well with the slightly more open overall rankings due to a couple of crashes. Carl Regner Eriksson 7th, the peak performance rider, getting back in there. Aymar Navarro, Drew Tabke, and Wadeck Gorak sneaking into the top 10 to give themselves a good chance of qualifying for Verbier and for next year. So super hard hitting top 10. Markus Eder taking the first again, 2 firsts and a second. But we see at the start list actually here, we see Craig Murray in 11th. I'm pretty sure that he was not in 11th today due to crashing and losing a ski. So looking at the Ville Sea loader right now, literally that means wild sea, old hardworking mountain man, I believe, and someone that can probably correct me on that is just about to join me in the booth, the dual nationality Australian and Austrian. About to join me in the booth, the forerunner from today. We have Lorraine Huber. But first, looking at the second page of the FWT ranking from today, Liam Pfeiffer, 11th, Berkeley Patterson, 12th, Yu Sasaki, Tanner Hall, Fabio Studer, Reine Barkered. All star-studded names here. Usually in the top 10 or top 5, you can see a lot of those scores are below 60. meaning that it has some kind of issue in their run, some kind of control issue, back slap, hands down, not skiing the run that they wanted to. And then at the bottom, Yann Dumax out due to injury, Craig and Grifen losing their skis, so no scores today. Yann and Reine both crashing, unfortunately. So we're going to have a look at the championship ranking before we welcome former Tour champion Lorraine into the booth. Overall, Markus Eder, 7,200 points, almost perfect after 3 comps, 2 wins in a second. Kristofer Turdell, a couple of thousand points behind because the leaderboard has been split so wide open, but second at the moment, the defending World Tour Championship, defending World Tour champion. Craig Murray with his first in the last stop, even though he crashed and lost a ski today, is still in third. Tanner Hall in fourth. It's right wide open at the top there, all in the 4,000s in the top 5 except for Marcus. Tom Pfeiffer sitting in 5th after a good result today. Reine Barkered only slipping to 6th. Andrew Pollard jumping up to 7th with a huge result for him today. Aymar, you and Mickael also in the top 10. Having a look now at the second page of who is in and who is not currently in line to qualify for Verbier and next year. We've got Berkeley and Leo in the top 12. Yann, we're taking 13 for Verbier next year, but is out injured, so I think that we'll probably see someone overtake him with the result in the next competition. Liam, Drew, Carl, Wadeck, Yann, Fabio, and Grifen, unfortunately not currently in line to qualify for Verbier and next year. Of course, we have another stop and a big result in the stop. The next stop in Andorra for any of these other riders could put them back into contention. But right now, we're looking at the Wildseeloader and someone that skied the Wildseeloader this morning before the rest of the riders got on course. It is Lorraine Huber. Welcome, Lorraine.
Thank you, Neil. It's good to be here.
So,
it was
Lorraine.
a good run, too.
Yeah, tell me about it. How was the snow?
So the snow was like nice, cold, dry snow, but it was quite reactive. Very fast powder. So you don't want to be putting too much pressure on your edges too fast because you're going to get bucked, as we call it. So it might high side you, or so you need to kind of be a little bit smoother about it.
That's right. So I'm just going to explain a couple of those terms. Lorraine's been in the game for a long time, so she's using all the technical jargon that we're used to, but it's good to explain for people at home. When she says the snow is reactive, that can mean 2 different things. One of them is that it can mean that slides are occurring as a result of people skiing there. That's not happening today. And this reactive, I think you mean that it can kind of catch your skis, as we saw happen to a couple of the guys?
Yeah, it gives you a lot of rebound if you put too much pressure on too fast. And you could see today with some of the landings that it is quite firm as well, and they're getting thrown back. So it's not super easy, but I'm not going to say it's bad. It's definitely favourable conditions, but you have to be very, very good on your feet today.
Yeah, you were saying you had to be careful not to get high-sided. So high-sided is when you see someone shutting down a turn. If they need to lose some speed for some reason, they might catch the edge or their weight gets too far back from not being able to hold the forward pressure of the turn enough, and they kind of get spat out the back. You see their skis go out to their side and they start tumbling. So that's high-siding. We haven't really seen anyone do that today, but I think it's been an impressive display of strength from all the categories so far.
Amazing. Super impressed.
Yeah.
Well done, everyone.
So Lorraine, the Freeride World Tour champion from 2 years ago and the winner from this stop last year. You have moved on from competitive freeriding now, Lorraine. What are you doing these days?
Yeah, I have moved on after thinking about it for a really long time. It was a hard decision for me to make because being on tour was just so important to me and I cared so much about it. What I'm doing right now is writing my master thesis for a uni degree. I went back to university in 2015. I'm studying mental strength coaching at the University of Salzburg, and I want to coach athletes but also CEOs in future, especially how to perform under pressure. That's probably going to be my specialty.
Yeah, you're saying that was something that was a real big part of what you needed to learn on your journey to become the World Tour champion. You realized that scoping lines is one thing, skiing lines is one thing, and having the mental strength to perform under pressure was a completely separate part of the game that was something that you found absolutely crux in your progression to the top.
I think that's why freeriding is such a fascinating sport, because you have to have such a variation of skills. Like, as you say, you've got the whole technical side of things, obviously also scoping, but being able to plan a line, memorize and visualize that line, and then deal with, emotions like nervousness and pressure, because perhaps you need these and these many points to be able to continue on to the next stop, and all that stuff just really affects your performance. So being able to deal with that took me the longest to learn, actually. I would say that was probably the most challenging thing.
Eventually paid off with a World Tour win, as well as the stop win here, your local Austrian stop in Andorra. So any advice that you would give to the girls that are competing here today? A little bit of chat about the people that you know and how you think they'll perform and what parts of their mental game is affecting their skiing?
You know, for me, it was best to focus on myself, not to think about what the other girls are going to do, to really just focus on learning and growing and taking small steps, progressing forward, because then you're staying with yourself, you know what you're good at, you can have fun, and you can take the pressure out of it a little bit. So if you see the process as the goal, not so much the points and the results and thinking I have to win here, I have to podium, you'll be able to ski better under pressure for sure.
Okay, so what do you think we can expect from the girls here today? You obviously know the field quite well, having competed until last year.
I'm really excited about the girls' field this year. It's super different to last year. Like, we can basically say that Arianna Tricomi is one of the most experienced now on the field, you know, and we used to be able to say Ari is the only girl who's going to throw a trick. That's not the case anymore. Like, there's a whole number of girls now who can throw amazing tricks. A lot of new blood in the field. Exciting. I love seeing the girls doing tricks and skiing really well and turning well and just skiing fluidly and charging. I'm really excited about them and really proud of them.
Nice one.
Yeah, girls. You.
Any insider tips on who you think is going to do well today?
Well, If obviously knows the face super well, but we didn't usually start from the very top start, and I have to say it's intimidating up there. Yeah, it's a totally different thing. The women's start, you can see a lot of your line. Here you can as well, depending on where you're going to go. If you're going to go to the left, you can at least see the entry into the couloirs. Yeah, I'm curious to see how they're going to deal with that more big mountain environment, because up until now we've had more playful faces.
Yeah, that's right. As Lorraine is explaining, we used to have two starts on this. We used to have a guy start at the top and a girl start further down the looker's left shoulder. This time we have everyone starting from the same spot. And as you say, that's really exciting. I'm really glad to see that. It's, the girls are skiing just as hard as the guys. So it's super impressive to see that they're going to get into the big mountain lines today. So recap ski woman is the next the category that we're going to have. Like you're saying, we're really excited about watching these girls today. So big thank you to Lorraine. Arianna Tricomi is winning at the moment. She has the yellow bib, and for a good reason. She's put down two super solid lines. But as Lorraine was just saying, it's more of a free ride orientated face today. So Elisabeth Gerritzen, the Swiss style rider, we'll see if that plays more into her hands. She's sitting second overall after some pretty tidy lines in the last two comps, but Jacqueline Pollard taking the win in the Canadian stop and kicking horse only a week and a half ago. So she's come from not great result in the first competition to a win in the second, and could turn things upside down when she lands back on the podium here. Hazel Birnbaum, unfortunately not actually here today, missing the stop from personal reasons. She will be back in the next stop in Andorra though, so looking forward to having you back, Hazel, and wondering who will take the lead.
Field we've got here, unreal. I'm super looking forward to watching the ladies ski. Jacqueline Pollard going to be kicking things off, fresh off her win. And I don't know if she knows yet that her brother just came second in the men's field. So she's going to be hyped. Those two, you know, they're good travel companions. They get along super well. So Jacqueline Pollard going to be kicking things off. And then our current leader and tour champion, Arianna Tricomi. Then Eva Walkner back in the mix, of course. And then French rider Juliette Willmann. Ayana Onozuka out of Japan. We've got just a who's who here at Freeride.
That's right. Hedvig Wessel coming in at 6th. Jacqueline Paaso just made it from the States in time for this. Elisabeth Gerritzen at 8. Maud Bess at 9. Unfortunately, she is not competing today. She has blown her knee, just like her Swiss compatriot Yann Dumax-Baudron. Hazel Birnbaum also not competing today. She will be joining us again in Andorra. So only 8 women starting today. And one of those is Eva Walkner. As Lorraine was just saying, but I'm not sure if we completely explained, she's also a local Austrian who came second here last year when Lorraine won. Former Freeride World Tour winner overall, not competing on the whole tour this year, but a wealth of experience returning to this face. I wonder if it is partially to look for a win where she came second last year.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of that. And of course, you know, Eva is a threat on any face on any given day, and definitely potential to throw a wrench into the overall standings if she has her way here on this face.
That's right. Do a Travis.
Yeah, exactly. Come in and just, you know, throw it down, and she wants a good result. Eva Walkner is a competitor at heart. She's a skier. She's a free rider. But of course, if she's going in a competition, then she's in it to win it, and that's what she wants to do here in the Fieberbrunn on the Wildsee. So we're just getting set here to get our women's ski field underway we're done with the snowboard men, we're done with the ski men. We have this ski women in the start, and then we're going to drop snowboard women at the end. But we're 1 minute away right now from Alta, Utah's Jacqueline Pollard, fresh off a win in Canada. She is looking to refine the magic, see if she can do it again. And she's, her brother's on the podium so far. Andrew has before this stop, not been kind of finding his feet. So he locked it down today. Jacqueline did it in kicking horse. We're going to see if maybe they can stand on the podium together today. If Jacqueline has her saying it and is able to put down the run she wants.
That'd be pretty special. And Jacqueline, as a rookie, the first year on the tour for her, so no advantage or disadvantage, or less anyway, for people who have or have not skied this space before, because the start is from a complete different spot. So looking forward to seeing what Jacqueline has got for us today. And just a wee update that we have got in our ears is that Craig Murray is all good. He's been checked out by a doctor, and although his ski is broken, he is okay. Yeah,
that's great news. Super happy to hear that that Weezy's all good. So Jacqueline Pollard now is going to kick things off for the ski women's field. Former Freeride Junior World Champion. She is a Freeride Tour stop winner already this year, and she is looking to back that up right now. First woman out of the gate, and she is heading down the ridge. You can see the wind's had a little bit of an effect on it, but it's definitely still grippable and rippable. And Jacqueline Pollard making her way out to the skiers' right.
That's right, placing first in Canada in the kicking horse stop, and now starting first here in Austria. See how it goes for her. Sammy Luebke first out of the gate. He did well. Carl Regner Eriksson first out of the gate. He did well. See if we can continue that trend with our young American rider here today.
All right, so finding her way now into the line. Jacqueline chipping off the corner there and getting on the downhill ski, trying to find her way into this far skier's right section. She's got her landmarks picked out, and she is heading over to the closeout. Jacqueline Pollard now making her way down. She's going to try and make this look as smooth as she can. She points it out, and Jacqueline Pollard clean on the left foot, arcing. Look at the skis bending. This girl knows how to ski. She knows her technique, and she knew her line exactly. That was basically executed the exact way that she talked about in the face check. Now she's got these last couple of features here, and then well, hopefully going to be coming through the finish line with a big smile on her face.
That's right, absolutely lacing that top section. Super impressive from Jacqueline Pollard, and taking another sender down the bottom, straight full line, picking that transition perfectly, and like you say, just arcing those skis down the bottom here. Beautiful race turns in the race bow.
Oh yeah, I love seeing that. That's one of my favorite parts about freeride, is seeing these skiers applying great ski technique in this situation, in these places. You know, to me, whether it's ski racing or whether it's this, technique is technique. It's just how you apply it and where. And Jacqueline was the embodiment of that there. The way she skied through that chute. Look at that control. The judges loving what they saw, and of course that line was badass.
Damn. So Jacqueline getting a hug from her brother Andrew. Like you said, I wonder if she knows that he's on the podium, because it was the other way around when Andrew came down after Jacqueline in kicking horse, and Jacqueline was already on the podium. So having a pretty good few weeks, the Pollard brother and sister. 82 points. That is a pretty stiff score for the first rider out of the gate.
Yeah, strong start there. Jacqueline Pollard setting the bar high for the women's field, but of course there are plenty of people left up in the start who certainly have the ability to jump over that bar, but it's you know, they got to do it. The judges have to agree with it. There's no easy route to that spot, and Jacqueline Pollard now is at the bottom, which in this situation is probably the easiest place to be. You're done, you're happy, you laced your run, things are good, your brother just killed it, everything's good right now for Jacqueline Pollard. But somebody who is feeling probably the nerves, but also a fiery stoke. She loves skiing more than just about anybody. Arianna Tricomi.
That's right, Ari just making her way out of the start gate now. The Italian out of South Tyrol. Super nice person, super talented with languages, and obviously very talented at skiing. Wearing the golden bib, also the defending World Tour champion. She's heading to the looker's right-hand side for the sparkly powder experience. And I'm not that surprised, because it's quite a playful area, and she's quite a playful skier.
She is, yeah, and we joked earlier that her trademark has become the RE360, and we're going to see if she can find a spot on it, or a spot on the Wildsee loader to throw it. It was cool listening to Lorraine talk about just the evolution and how Ari's played such a big part of it. She is getting right up into it here. Wow, look at Arianna getting over the exposure and then dropping into the chute. Again, skiing through her slough. This is a cool way to start your line.
Yeah, really solid. Ari putting the free ride into the freestyle. I love the way she just kind of floats her turns. You know, she's got quite a smooth, greasy style, and putting a shifty into that one as well, coming down to a similar line to Tanner Hall so far.
Yeah, this is good. This is the sparkly powder experience getting clean through there. Arianna right now looking good as she's making her way still even further. She wants to stay in the sunshine where you can see. You can see sometimes the transition from sun to shadow and back to sun is a little bit tricky when your eyes adjust to the brightness and then you get into the shade. So she's heading into this trick zone, and we've seen a few people struggle with that. That landing is really pressed out. Ari getting sat down a little bit, but getting a nice shifty there with the grab,
Yeah,
and
tweaking out a nice grab.
moving her way across, getting the last feature here, and she's looking like she's going to be out and clean. Arianna Tricomi, that's a solid run, and again, as we saw in the men's field, very different.
That's right. Enjoying the power on the Looker's right-hand side where we saw Jacqueline ski the Looker's left-hand side. Helly just following her down to the finish gate now. So solid run from Ari, but I think that quite similar to how we saw in the first two snowboarders, we saw Sammy go through the technical section and Blake go through the playful section. And although they were both really good runs, the judges rewarded the steeper, more technical, higher line score, more extreme terrain choice. So although both great runs, it wouldn't be crazy for me to see the hot seat retained. And Ari coming in at second. 74.33, still super solid run. Nice grab, smooth skiing, really pleasure to watch.
Yeah, you nailed it on the call there, Neil. I feel like that was all down to line score there. Difficulty of line is one of the most important features for the judges, and what Arianna had going at the top, I mean, that was an extremely technical and very exposed section. And then the rest of the run is the more playful features. It is the maybe slightly mellower side of this Wildseeloader phase, but she slayed it and then got just a little bit sat down there. That landing has been pushed out for sure.
Seen
But
a lot
still,
of people coming stuck there.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's the Boulevard of Broken Dreams, the dream crusher. But Ari's dreams were not crushed. She just got a little bit sat down. We're right back up to the top. A very talented skier here. Eva Walkner looking to have her say in the podium situation today. She knows how to ski this face. She is also a local Austrian, so she's got a little bit of added motivation to do well here.
That's right. Welcome back, Eva. Second place last year. Let's see what you got for us this year. I would say that she will take on big, straight, solid ears. She's a big fan of pure freeride, stepping into bigger faces, taking risk. If you haven't seen the movie that she made with Jackie Pastor, then you should check it out, because I've never seen girls send it so hard. Here she is lining up the Stefan Heusel cliff, stomping that one. That cliff named after her compatriot and former Freeride World Tour competitor, Stefan Heusel, judging today. Eva returning as a wild card to line up the side hit air and going for a grab there.
Yeah, super fall line there in the Stefan Heusel couloir, and then adding her own little freestyle element. Now she's coming all the way across. Not a lot of tracks out here, which is kind of a feature that you look for. Getting a little bit compressed there, but handling it again. You know, we see why these riders spend their time in the gym. They are professional athletes, and they got to be able to handle those forces, as Eva just showed right there. So now she's coming down into the Sunny Pow section. There's a couple nice roller hits in this part that we haven't seen a ton of the skiers make use of, but the snowboarders really kind of got into.
Yeah, that's right. First skier that we've seen get over this side, I believe. Enjoying the powder turns. Looking to get off this bottom here. Side hill transfer as well, finding the right transition. So nice one from Eva there. Arms out. She's stoked. Great skiing from the Austrian. The veteran returning to see if she's got it on the Wildseeloader this year. Podium finish last year. Of course, she'll be looking for another one this year. But solid runs from Ari and Jacqueline so far. So it's going to be a tough job.
Oh yeah, there's no easy route to the podium on the Freeride World Tour. You have to throw it down. You have to choose a line that is right up at the limit of your abilities, and then you have to flash it. And I mean, there's no easy path. Not that there ever was, but certainly the field is absolutely rock solid, top to bottom. So Eva, I really like the way she landed that. Absolutely dead in the fall line, and then straight onto the right foot to move out into the next section of her feature, or of her line.
You can see that she kind of sat down a little bit on that air. It's probably the reason that the control was down on the judging indicators that we just saw. Judges having to think about it to see where they want to put her. There's only been 3 riders so far, so she'll currently be in podium contention no matter what, but which spot is the part we have left yet to see. Shout out to Jackie Pollard coming over to give a hug to Eva Walkner. I called her Jackie just then, and I called her Jackie in the Audi Quattro performance check video that we did after she won in Canada. So apologies for that, Jackie. Still shout out Jacqueline. Wowza.
All right, Eva Walkner dropping into that second spot, kicking Arianna Tricomi down to third. Things are getting interesting. We said Eva was going to have a say today, and so far she is. So right now, Jacqueline holding it down with that 82 even. Eva Walkner dropping into second spot with a 77.33, and then Arianna on the 74.33. So things are getting interesting because Jacqueline, with a win in kicking horse, you know, she really jumped up the rankings there. Ari has the win in the second. If she's, you know, she's outside of things and Jacqueline is winning it, I mean, I'm speculating wildly because there's still a ton of athletes to go.
It's exciting, though. It could really open things up.
Yeah, things are cracking wide open. But somebody who wants to have her say is Juliette Willmann. She's up there, French rider, absolute slayer. The way she skis, she came from ski racing. You know, she's in this world now, but she has incredible technique, and she's so hungry for it.
That's right. Storming onto the tour after winning the 4-star in Obergurgel last year, where she had to win. Now showing what she's got in the World Tour. Had a little bit of an injury, tweaked her ankle and her knee already this year. Of course, having a bunch of surgeries a couple of years ago before fighting her way back through the qualifiers. Really impressive, determined rider. And like you said, racing background, it's great for the technique.
Yeah, I love the way that that her feet move out from under her body. We call that displacement. And, you know, she gets her ski on the edge super early in the turn. It just has such a dynamic look to it. And speaking of dynamic, she's heading into a serious section of this face here as she's going to get down and get right into this exposure and getting crosshill the other way. It's wind pressed, but I think the snow, Neil, is quite rippable in here. It looks pretty soft.
That was super well found, actually. That was impressive. That couldn't have been an easy spot to spot from the top. So Juliette Willmann just ripping through, like you said, grippable and rippable snow, especially with that racing technique. Sorting out another little air down here, bouncing through that. Again, well found, using those trees as landmarkers, I'd say.
Yeah, and then right now, just this is her opportunity to show the judges what a great skier. I just love that technique. She's rallying through here. She's coming into the jump section that we've seen so many riders. Oh, getting the Cossack. There we go. We're adding the freestyle element to Juliette's run. So we got race, we got freestyle, we got free ride. It's all stacking up in this run. Juliette Willmann really putting down a bit of a stormer here. And, you know, we're seeing smart skiing here. We've seen it from some other athletes. You have to be clever in that section or you're going to get eaten by it.
Super smooth. Yeah, displace that lateral movement. Yeah. That's race porn right there, people.
That was a great run for Juliette, and she was, you know, she was maybe not so stoked after kicking horse because she had a good run going and then she had a big fall, so she's hopefully going to be happy with that. I feel like she's able to make a statement there by coming back strong, skiing super well, skiing a good line, finding, like you said, a creative section up at the top. I really like this part.
Yeah, for sure. And as you said, technique bar, definitely her highest score here today, right up into the green. So I think that'll do well for her score. The judges not as impressed with her line score and air and style. I think that for me, it was maybe a little bit more the fluidity. She was a little bit hesitant through those sections, but pretty cool run nonetheless.
Yeah, 68 even there. That's going to be good enough for fourth place so far for Juliette, which is a great start. And yeah, hopefully she's going to be feeling good about that.
Yeah, that's right. Coming back from injury is a solid run. I think she skied what she wanted to ski. Got through the steeper, more exposed section on the lookers left. So impressive skiing from the young Frenchman.
And back up to the top to Ayana Onozuka. Ayana looking to cement her spot here on the tour. She's definitely looking for a good result. Ayana getting ready to start her Fieberbrunn campaign. Stop number 3 on the Freeride World Tour 2019. Ayana Onozuka in the start gate.
That's right. Ayana Onozuka, she came unstuck at the very start of the competition in Hakuga, her local Japan stop. Had a better run in Canada, but we'll be looking to her to show us what she's made of today. Retired from the X Games between the Japan and the Canada stop. So wildcarded on the Freeride World Tour. Really playful, solid freestyle skier, as well as holding down good technique. Oh, the lateral displacement that we saw from Juliette as well. So making her way down into a similar zone to Juliette so far.
Yeah, this side proving to be a bit more popular with the ski women category than it was with some of the other groups. We're going to see where Ayana is going to head. She's finding a nice layer in that section and then clean out. Sorry, have a little bit of a move forward there, but able to muscle it out. And another one there for Ayana Onozuka. She is looking nice and clean here as she heads down into this lower couloir.
That's right, the Japanese rider. Enjoying that spiny pow as a helicopter follows her down there. Pleasure to watch, putting in a shifty off that one as well. Enjoying that snow, skiing fast too.
Yeah, she's pinned that big pillar on her right, kind of a great landmark for the riders to know where they are in that section of the face. And now she is out into the lower open section. And you can see, interesting with the snowfall this year, the heavy snowfall, some of the features having these kind of glide cracks open up where the snow's sitting on grass and the whole snowpack just makes its way, creeps its way down the face. Now Ayana Onozuka getting into the meat of things here on the bottom section. Now you can see the track there from Jacqueline Pollard, and she finds a nice steep landing there, and that's a great way to wrap up her run.
Yeah, cross between Jacqueline Pollard's run and Juliette Willmann's run, I would say.
Yeah, elements of each for sure. I think, you know, something that she did really well, she had a lot of features in there, really clean through and then the middle section was just that smooth skiing in the powder. So we're seeing the Aaron style and line on the orange side, fluidity control and technique up into the yellow, and a big smile there for Ayana as she is down and safe. And being down and safe is one of the best feelings in freeride for sure.
Absolutely. Holding her heart a little bit there. Adrenaline just raging through her veins. Love the shifties that she put in there. And big ups to getting into that section that she went through as well, because it's pretty cheese gratery, as they described in the rider's briefing. They said that some of the parts of the face are closed because if you fell, you'd go through a cheese grater-like section of rocks. But Ayana just flashing her way through there, making light work of it and taking this bottom air, similar to Jacqueline.
Yeah, a little bit similar there for Ayana. And I think, you know, something we can't underestimate is the fact that that the women this year are starting from the top, and we heard Lorraine say it's pretty intimidating up there. You know, it drops away really quickly. The terrain's very convex. So it's a scary spot to be, and these women are making short work of it. They make it look like it's no problem at all. Of course, they are the best freeriders in the world, so we would expect nothing less from them. And a lot of the girls really stoked to get the opportunity to drop from the top there.
That's right. So Ayana Onozuka, 5th place with 63.33 points at the moment. And a part of the area that the girls are going into is near to where the women's start used to be. So I wonder if it's related to watching what other girls have skied other times, and having that extra scoping tool to look back to aid you in finding your line. The athletes put so many minutes and hours and days into scoping their lines. You sit there in the Riders Lounge watching all of the previous replays and studying the photos from the last years and this year, looking how the snow has fallen in comparison to how it did last time. So much work goes into these few minutes that Hedvig Wessel is just about to experience.
Yeah, she was definitely one of the more studious line choosers. She spent a lot of time with the photos on the iPads and stuff, and really trying to figure it out. So Hedvig Wessel trying to find the line that's going to suit her ski style. She comes from the mogul background, so she's, you know, technically she's a strong skier, but of course she's got a deep bag of tricks. We saw in Japan that massive backflip that she threw and took it right to her feet, super clean landing. So she's heading out into the Sunny Pow zone where we saw Arianna and Eva go, and we're going to see which side of this spine she ends up on. Looking like she's going down to the Stefan Heusel cliff. Yeah,
that's right. Stefan Heusel, of course, a 9-time Freeride World Tour competitor, won the event in 2011 by hitting this cliff that Hedvig is lining up right now. And she sends it 4 lines, stomps it like it ain't no thing, just looks so solid on her skis. Is she a racer as well as a mogul skier?
That was cool. She went off the biggest possible part of that and landed like she had never even left the ground. Now Hedvig trying to find the the more playful aspects of the run. We saw this zone play really well with the snowboarders. We saw Arianna and Eva go over here, so we know this section scores well. She's going even further over. I think this is the same section where we saw Eva go. And just getting another clean hole. These athletes, they're so smart in being able to pick out the clean spots to land.
Looks so solid in the air as well, Hedvig. First time we had a Norwegian rider on the tour for a while. I think the last time was Torgrim Volle, going back a few years. So cool to have a Norwegian back representing Scandinavia, getting into the jumpy, playful, getting into the yumps now.
Yeah, this section has definitely seen a lot of play. Hedvig, you know, she wants to find a spot where she can throw the freestyle, and she sure does.
Hedvig! Sick backflip from the Norwegian. So stoked to see that. I was so happy because after she had that great run in Hakuba with a backflip, but not so much else afterwards, and she didn't podium, I thought maybe she would stop doing backflips, and I'm so stoked that she has not stopped. That was a banger.
No,
Hands up.
She didn't stop. She just switched its order. She put it at the bottom so she could focus on her airs and clips, and then put the backflip at the bottom. That backflip is in her pocket. She's got that trick on lock as a freestyler. She knows if she throws it, it's going to come around. So that was spectacular. Great to see that. Great to see Hedvig put down a full top to bottom run. Super playful. Air and style
maxed out.
Through the roof. Hedvig Wessel looking happy. We're going to see if that's going to challenge Jacqueline Pollard. They couldn't be more different, those two runs.
Absolutely. Different sides of the venue, different styles of skiing, tricks versus hard charging freeride. But this is a pretty complete run from the Norwegian. Skit bra. Det var jävla skit bra från norskan. Jättebra gjort.
So clean, that flip. Hedvig Wessel, she knows as soon as she throws her head upside down, it's coming around. She's got it on luck. Okay, so she's praying to the snow gods to deliver her a score that's going to put her somewhere in contention for the podium here.
I think she might just be stoking
Yeah,
out, man.
maybe.
She's absolutely frothing. 86 points. Hedvig Wessel, the Norwegian skier, sitting in first at the moment. All those days of stress and line scoping, oh, that worry just fades away right now. You say the stress is gone. The stress reliever. Hedvig Wessel, take a seat in the hot seat.
Yeah, just firing. That one just stoked her straight up the street there. She's so happy, finally able to throw down the run that she wanted to see. Japan, like you said, the flip went perfect. The rest of the run, not so much to plan. So right now we're looking at Hedvig sitting in first, Jacqueline Pollard in second, and Eva Walkner in third place. Hedvig with an 86 even. That's going to be a tough score to beat on this face.
Absolutely. We only have 2 more riders to come as well, but this is a rider that could do it.
Yeah, Jaclyn Paaso, she's kind of gone back to her roots this year. She was the wild sender for a lot of years on tour. It was win or die trying. And this year she's just saying, I want to do what I want to do, and if it works out, then it's going to be awesome. We saw it in Kicking Horse. We saw her experimenting in Japan with the backflip, and now she's getting straight into the guts of this super steep section of the Wilty-Loader face and trying to find her way through. Look how steep that is. The slough is just pouring through there like a waterfall.
So stoked to see her getting in here. As we were saying before, this is the first time the girls have started from the start at the very top of the Wilty-Loader, so it's the first time that this part of the face has been accessible for them. And no hesitation for Jackie, and no surprises, she's heading straight into the now. There's a huge cliff she's got lined up underneath her.
Oh yeah, and here she goes. She's off the brake, she's over the rocks, and she's on her feet. Jackie Paaso, that was awesome.
Stomping it.
Oh yeah, and now she's coming out with the full steam. She's going full throttle over here into the sunny section. That's where you got to get to if you want to enjoy the sun pow, as most riders do. So up into this cliff section. So that's a cool link up. I like the way she got into the really steep section over there, but then coming over to find the more playful section. And we'll see what the bottom half of her line looks like. But right now, really making good use of the terrain here on this Fieberbrunn face.
That's right. We haven't seen any of the other riders connect those two parts of the face, so creativity always key. Jackie hitting that side hill, she just doesn't take the super flat landing, also smart. The experience paying off here from Jackie.
Yeah, if you want to compete year after year on the tour, you have to be able to make good decisions and look at things in a way that is possible to do, and that's exactly what she did there. We saw a ton of riders get sat down, making one extra turn to get herself into the exact right spot on that landing. So that's another banger run there. Jackie Paaso throwing down the gauntlet for the other women who are standing in podium contention right now. Serious bite of terrain at the top, and then a really fun-looking run at the bottom. That was well scoped and very well skied.
Absolutely. I think that she was faster through that top section than either the snowboard guy or skier guy that we've seen get off that. So super impressive stuff from the veteran. Reminds me of her massive air and score a few years ago where she blew people's minds, proving that girls can go just as big as guys, being the first person to get through that zone from the guys start today in the girls now combined start section. So Jackie Paaso, welcome back after crashes, sending it in the last 2 stops. I'm super stoked to see you not hold back and put this one to your feet.
Yeah, and we saw the judges' criteria there, their line score just maxing out, and for sure it would. I mean, she hit so many airs, and so many of them were serious high consequence airs, and then getting that style there, as you said, taking it a little bit cross-hill to find a steeper landing so she didn't get sat down like some of the other athletes have today, and then a really strong finish there. Great skiing for Jacqueline Paaso. We'll see what the judges thought, but she looks like she's happy about it.
That's right. I believe Jacqueline Paaso only arriving last night, so cutting it fine with the weather window, arriving here just on exactly the right day. Must have mean that she had a shorter time to scope than usual, so even more impressive for me that she skied that gnarly technical line, which takes a lot of scoping, a lot of mental preparation, a lot of landmark finding, even though it's a blind convex rollover. She found her way straight there. I think it was Ludovic Guillot-Diat that rode her on a snowboard, and she was faster than him, so I think it was one of the ski guys that got in there as well. I can't remember who it was, but super fast. I guess she had a track to follow, but still sending it, stomping it, showing what she's made of, doing ski girls a reputation enhancer.
Oh yeah, and it's so cool to see the athletes. You know, maybe there's a little bit of an aspect of having some experience there, so she kind of knew at least the face. But 4th place right now for Jacqueline Paaso, 75.67. So that's a solid result with only one more athlete at the top. You know, guaranteed to be in the top 5. But yeah, that experience on the face giving her, I don't want to say an advantage, but not putting her at a disadvantage by arriving a little bit later than some athletes. She probably has, you know, 4 plans already put in place, and she knows she's just got to lock one of them in and then go do it.
From previous years.
Yeah, and when they get up this morning and see that it's sunny and powder, all of a sudden you can go straight to plan A and get into the rowdy section, as she did. So the 4th place right now. So Hedvig sitting in 1st. We got Jacqueline sitting in 2nd, Eva in 3rd, and Jacqueline Paaso. But another rider up at the top who's going to have a say in it.
Elisabeth Gerritzen, the Swiss rider, the style rider I call her, E-Gizzle. She is the last one in our women's ski category this year. Not this year, I'm totally lying. It's just today. We've got 2 more stops. What are you talking about, Neil?
Fieberbrunn this year.
That's right.
Oh,
Maud Bess and Hazel Josie Birnbaum unfortunately not competing today, but Elisabeth Gerritzen getting in the zone in the start gate.
Yeah, she's got such a smooth, playful style. I'm really looking forward to seeing what she's going to do on this face. I have a feeling, if I had to guess, she's going to head over to the rider's left, which it looks like she is. She's going across the ledge there. I think that by her going over there, she's picking the line that really suits her ski style super well, and I think gives her the best opportunity to show her best self.
That's right. Powerful Swiss rider lining up this couloir section at the top into the shade now, although that was in the sun earlier in the day. Lorraine said she thought it would stay cold, and it looks like it has, so cold smoke for Elisabeth Gerritzen to land in. Stomping on that one. They've really made that cliff look easy today.
Yeah, and that was cool. I mean, just in terms of technique and ski quality there, she landed with 1 foot in a bomb hole on a rock, and it didn't even phase her. She didn't slow down, didn't bobble, no balance issues. So she's coming across to the high section here where we saw Hedvig and Eva go, and maybe going right off the top ropes from where Drew Tabke went, and super clean again. Elisabeth Gerritzen putting one down here.
Yeah, Elisabeth, this is a really strong run from her. Super psyched to see her right back on her feet. Called her young and small in the first competition of the year, and she didn't really like it. Made fun of me on Instagram about it, but apparently she was just joking. So I think we're friends again. I want to be friends with her because she's such a rad skier. I'll follow her around, and she can show me how to do fun stuff like this. About to hit this jump now. Tweaking out the stylish tail shifty.
Yeah, and she took a similar approach to Jackie on that upper one, where she went a little bit higher and made sure that she didn't get squashed in that flat section. And then another air, kind of more of a roller air. That was a nice, clean run for Elisabeth. So great to see the whole women's field throwing down, making the judges' job hard. I like it when they make the judges' job hard because it means that the riders have done their job, which is throwing it down. Fluidity through the roof. Of course, Aaron's style looking good, technique and control. Basically, we're all green there for Elisabeth. We're going to see what the numbers show, but I feel good about that run, and I think she does too.
Super impressive stuff. She is right back on point, showing us why she is here on the Freeride World Tour. After being a rookie and requalifying through the Freeride World Qualified Tour on the same year as she was on the Freeride World Tour for the first time, she is now becoming an experienced part of the crew. And third place with 80 points for Elisabeth Gerritzen. I bet that she was going to be on the podium today, and she is. So Hedvig Wessel winning, Elisabeth Gerritzen in third. Who does that put in second for us today?
Jacqueline is in second, Jacqueline Pollard. So I think we're going to see dual silver medals for the Pollard siblings, which is pretty cool. That's a strong accomplishment for the Alta crew here. Elisabeth Gerritzen really getting after it there. That was great to see. She was definitely hungry for a good result here, and definitely earned it.
Yeah, super impressive stuff from the ski women today, and great to see Hedvig coming back with a backflip after her backflip in Hakuba, winning the competition today. 86 points, Jacqueline Pollard in 82nd, 82 points. Elisabeth Gerritzen third with 80. Eva Walkner just missing out on the podium, as does Jackie Paaso, and Arianna Tricomi, even with a strong run like that, sitting in sixth.
Yeah, and then rounding it out, Juliette Willmann, Ayana Onozuka, and then Maud and Hazel not starting today. Hoping that we're going to see them back in freeride competitions very soon. So we're going to see what these results have done to our overall rankings. Yeah, because this one was tight. So Arianna holding on to first place, but Jacqueline Pollard really closing the gap then. And Elisabeth Gerritzen and Hedvig making both a big jump up in the standings there.
Yeah, that's right. Hazel not able to come to the stop, but still managing to hold on to fifth place after only 2 results out of 3 competitions. Juliette Willmann still in the game. I think we take the top 6, so we do take the top 6 to next year, and to Verbia, she's still in line for that. Maud Best out with a knee injury, unfortunately. Jackie Paaso 8th at the moment. Ayana Onozuka 9th, and Eva Walkner, the only stop she's competed in so far here, in 10th. Really hard-hitting stuff from the women today.
Oh, yeah, that was great. This the ski women's field is in fantastic shape, and that what we just saw proved it beyond a doubt that every one of those women is capable of taking a win on any given day. It's kind of coming down to, like, whose day is it? And today, it was Hedvig's day.
Absolutely. I'm so stoked to see that from the Scandinavian. We've seen so many different combinations of countries coming out on top in the different stops today. We've been all over the world already, and it's cool to see that everyone's getting a turn. It's really mixing things up and making it difficult to predict who's going to win. You can bet who's going to win in the Peak Performance Fun Bet. We'll tell you more about that later. Next up, we have the snowboard women coming at you. So the snowboard woman, Marion Haerty, she is currently in first place. She is also defending World Tour champion, not from last year though, so she'll be looking to regain her title after a year off.
Yeah, and then our current World Tour, Freeride World Tour champion, Manuela Mandl, you know she wants the title again. Everybody wants it, but it's not going to be easy. Right now she's sitting in second, but just barely.
Anna Orlova, after winning in Hakuba the first time she has won a World Tour stop, she's sitting third overall at the moment, and she is hungry to take her first title. Both the girls that are sitting in front of her have won one before, and she wants a piece as well.
And of course, you can't talk about the top riders without talking about Kiwi Maria Kuzma, sitting in 4th place right now. She's back on the World Tour after a hiatus to do some other things. Maria Kuzma definitely looking to take her spot on the podium here in Fieberbrunn today.
That's right, 2 4th places for Maria Kuzma so far, and a quick stop in New York to do some architecture work, as well as go shooting in Austria between these stops. So it's been pretty impressive stuff from the very all-round snowboard women's field. We only have, I believe, 7 riders in the snowboard women's field today. Starting off with Erika Vikander, Anna Orlova, Maria Kuzma, Manuela Mandl, Wakana Hama, Nicole Kelly, and Marion Haerty. So we've got multiple previous World Tour champions in there. We've got people looking for their first World Tour win. We've got the rookies and the second years. It's a really exciting mix of people out of the snowboard women's field this year.
Yeah, mix of people, mix of experience levels, and of course a mix of backgrounds. We've got some pure big mountain riders here. We've got some former slope and freestyle riders who are looking to add the style element to the big mountain faces. Everybody's got a different plan. I think we're going to see quite a diverse set of lines from the lady snowboard crew. Just talking to some of them, definitely some, Manuela looking to get into some pretty rowdy terrain. Erika has definitely got a real freestyle, playful element for hers, almost like surfing. And then for sure we're going to see Maria. Her line is going to look like surfing because that's what she loves to do.
Just like
and
in
snowboard.
Canada.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And
yeah.
Wakana Wakana coming from the snowboard across background as well. So just like you say, I think is maybe not even anyone from the same country in this 7-strong field, and very different backgrounds. Marion Haerty formerly competing on the World Cup slopestyle circuit. It's just such an interesting mix of exciting riders here today. So the last category coming up in 2 minutes. It's the snowboard woman, and Erika Vikander about to get things started off with a bang.
Yeah, really excited. It's very cool. We're seeing this battle develop right now. Marion is holding on to the leader's bib, but by such a slim margin. And those two former Freeride World Tour champions, Marion and Manuela, both really looking to walk away from Fieberbrunn in the golden bib. Right now, Marion holds it. Manuela wants it. And then there's a host of other riders who want to have their say. Some of their hopes are kind of locked around requalifying. Some of their hopes, like we talked about, Anna Orlova, she wants a title. The two girls sitting in front of her have one each, or multiples, in some cases. And Anna doesn't have one, and she knows she's capable. We saw her throw down an incredible run in Hakkaba, and so certainly can take the win here if things go right, but there's no guarantee on the Viltiloader in freeride. You got to put a lot of things together. You got to lock down the mental game. You got to put down your run. All of these things have to come together. And then, of course, the judges need to be on your side and the other athletes. There's just so many variables, so many factors to land yourself on the podium. And when you do it, that's what makes it so special. So we just saw a shot of Erika Vikander there prepping, going through her mental process, her routine. Really, the mental game, such an important part of this. Being able to get ready and then perform when you're terrified. Yeah. It's not easy.
Well, she did that in the last stop last year. I think she needed a good result in her last competition, which was last year Fieberbrunn, actually. Last year, she needed a good result in Fieberbrunn to qualify for Verbier and the next stop. So I wonder if she can do that again here today. I think she needs a result. She's not sitting in the top 4 at the moment, which is where you need to be to qualify for Verbier and next year. But anything could change. Anything could happen at this point. There's only 2 comps done out of 3, and they take the top 3 results. We're going to have one more before the cut is taken. So the field is still wide open. And as you're saying, Anna Orlova out of Russia, super hungry. Her and Manu Mandl were battling it out on the Freeride World qualifiers for multiple years, both showing that they got what it takes to qualify. But there's only one person that qualifies for each region of the FWQ, and being in the same Eurasian region, there was only one of them that could make it through. Now they're both here battling it out for top spot with Erika Vikander and all of the other women in the field here today. Marion Haerty, Nicole Kelly, Wakana Hama, Maria Kuzma, the top ladies in the freeride world. Erika Vikander dropping in now, on course.
Yeah, Erika Vikander heading into the sunshine. She's going to make her way down. We got the heli shot from behind. So, all right, here we go. Now we can see exactly where she's going. So right into the guts of it straight away. She's heading over on her toe side to find her way into the guts of her line. Definitely exciting. Always exciting watching her ride. The way she can throw the freestyle elements in is, it always comes as a bit of a surprise when it's just like, bam, there's a trick.
Yeah, like the half cab she had off the top in Kicking Horse just a week and a half ago. So slashing that ridge now, enjoying the powder and that spiny field. We're talking to her about her line just yesterday, and she was saying she wanted to enjoy it, get into this pow and slash that ridge, surf style, park style. Looks like she's having fun so far.
Yeah, treating it like a wave, smacking the lip a couple times, and then chipping off the bottom of the glide crack there, and now just enjoying this powder. Erika Vikander on a beautiful looking section here as she's going to head into this sort of peppery zone, clean onto her feet as she moves across there. And now she's going to come across towards the sunny section as all the riders want to get out of the shade and into the sun and enjoy the sparkly pow.
Sparkly pow experience for Erika Vikander now. What she got lined up for us down the bottom. Eyeing off the fun, rolling, playful stuff that we've seen quite a few of the snowboard guys go into as well. So I wonder if it'll be a popular one with the snowboard girls.
I feel like it is. I mean, this section just lends itself to snowboarding. It looks like where you'd want to go if you were on a snowboard, because you can just surf through there, getting the grab there on that lower section. Yeah, it just makes it look like the exact kind of spot where snowboarding would be fun.
For sure, and lining up a bigger cliff down the bottom here. Doubling down through it, catching tranny, making it look easy. And ollieing off that one as well. Lots of features in that run.
Yeah, definitely packing it full of action. You know, those slash turns at the top on the fin or the spine, and then all of those rollers, those natural features, just using each of them, all the little ollies. Erika Vikander looking to cement her spot here on the Freeride World Tour. And, you know, all these riders, they have their goals in life. One of Erika Vikander's goal in life is to wear a cat as a scarf.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
I
mean, it looks like she didn't wear a cat in her run, but she might find opportunity here in Fieberbrunn. There's plenty of cats around. So we're going to see what we saw the criteria there show up, looking like it was mostly in the green.
All in the green except for air and style, I believe.
Yeah, which is kind of opposite for a typical Erika run.
Yeah, a little bit, but sitting in first at the moment, out of 166.67. Air Rekka, she was thinking about changing her name, or the way that her name is spelt, to the first part being air, as in the air you breathe, and the second part being Rekka, as in wrecking ball. So Erika Vikander, 66 points, first out of the gate in the snowboard women's field today, putting on a show.
Yeah, strong start there, and we're going to be heading right back up to the top for our Russian rider, Anna Orlova. She's got a victory this year already, and she's looking to back that up with another one. But of course, many women looking to have their say, and you know, hoping to be on that podium as well. But Anna Orlova, I feel like this now is going to really kind of lend itself to her style of riding. She likes it steep, she likes it gnarly, and she is heading over onto that little ledge as well as we saw quite a few of the snowboarders do, and she's going to make her way down the ridge before dropping in to get her campaign started here in Fieberbrunn.
Anna Orlova out of Russia, representing, unfortunately, her compatriot Ivan Melikov, taking the year off due to injury, blowing his knee, unfortunately, but still doing some Pizdiet stuff in the first stop in Hakuba, taking home the win. So we're looking to do that again today. Really strong rider, like you were saying, comes out of a free ride focused background, where she spends a lot of time in Shergesh and Sochi to prep for the season before she heads over to Courmayeur. So travels a lot, rides a lot, gets a lot of different experience in a lot of different places, and now coming down into the gnarly chute at the top here.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of the snowboard women take a chunk of this section, getting herself a little bit of a face shot there, getting pitted. This is so steep in here. Neil, you said you skied this line in a comp back in your day.
That's right, I did. And now a snowboard woman skiing it, the level has come up and away. Impressive stuff to see Anna airing into that zone, actually.
Yeah, definitely looking to bump up her line score with this.
Nice grab, too.
Yeah, Anna Orlova definitely trying to get her campaign for the podium going here, looking strong, making her way back into the shade as she comes across. You can see her cleverly avoiding that debris field. There is some old debris. Nothing moved this morning when they bombed, but when it got really hot last week, definitely some things came down, some old debris out there. So the riders, and Anna particularly, very clever to avoid that. Definitely doing herself a favor by not riding into those microwave sized chunks.
That's right. Anna just coming back into the sun. There's a bit more shade in the face this year because we were running the competition earlier in the year than we usually do. But Anna getting into the sun, taking air off one of the yumps down there, and lining up the bottom feature. A little bit blind. It's quite rolly overy, quite convex, but wants to get off the ground again, wants to air out this bottom to finish her line in style. Doing so, taking it four line, stomping it. Super solid from the Russian. You can see that the slough is following her down because she took a fresh takeoff and a fresh landing. Wow, pretty solid run there.
Yeah, nice clean landing there for Anna Orlova on the bottom air. I feel like the judges are going to like that. She had a lot of features in there, and she went into that really technical steep chute at the top and aired into it. So little blip on fluidity there, which makes sense, you know. But it's hard to move through those really steep sections, especially when they're that narrow, really fast. So we'll see. Again, that graphic is just an idea of what the judges might have seen. We've got the video judges running that one. You can see here maybe where the fluidity issue, but if you're not fluid, but then you go and do something really rowdy, I think that the line score and the technique and the control are gonna balance that out.
That's right. Putting a nice grab on the flow to air up the top there. And Anna Orlova sitting in first at the moment, 72.33. She is going to have herself a seat in the Vibram hot seat. Erika Vikander graciously vacating it for her, giving her a hug. There's a lot of camaraderie between these girls.
Oh yeah, you know, it's just that shared experience. Like we said, they're competitors for a couple minutes each tour stop, but the rest of the time they're travel buddies, and they all run their lines by each other for the most part because you know, everybody wants a little bit of backup or validation to make sure what they're thinking is actually going to work. But yeah, so back up to the top, the Kiwi rider from New Zealand, Maria Kuzma. She's got, she had a 4th place at Kicking Horse. She's sitting in 4th place overall. Definitely seems pretty, looking to bump things up here at Fieberbrunn in Austria. She's living very close by, so no jet lag for Maria today.
That's right, living in Zillertal, also in Tirol, just down the road. So Maria Kuzma representing New Zealand on course now. I think she's had 2 4th places so far, putting her in 4th place overall. Looking to get after the podium today, going down the rider's right. Lookers left of the venue. As you said, it's the wind-packed powder. Shout out to the Mount Hutt ski report. Grippable and rippable, but looking forward to getting further down into the face.
Yeah, Maria Kuzma just making her way down the ridge top. You can see the texture of the snow. It's not set up too hard, and you can see as soon as she puts her board sideways on it, it just kind of gives way, and she's leaving a track in it. So that's a nice spot to be in. And now she's going to head over. I think we're going to see. Oh yeah, getting a feature there on her way towards this lower couloir. Maria Kuzma looking strong so far.
That's right, making her way all the way to the lookers left. It's nice, really rippable field there. A couple of couloirs to finish things off, depending which way you want to go at the end.
And now Maria coming into the zone where the snow looks absolutely fantastic. You can see Jacqueline Pollard's track there, and now she's in that chute. Oh, that looks beautiful. The snow running, you can see the slough is moving along, and she is putting herself now really in an exposed section above that, and airing out of the bottom of the couloir, crossing over her slough. Maria Kuzma making her way down towards the lower section. She's still got a few features on offer.
That's right, and getting some airtime off that one down the bottom of that chute as well. Smart choice, since the snowboard woman at last, that she is getting all the way out to the lookers left side where it's still fresh and enjoying that power, like you were saying, as a surfer influenced style, and just enjoying those slash turns.
Yeah, now she's got this last feature. She's got to cross over the bush here, and then she's going to probably put her board into the fall line, come across there, managing to avoid the glide crack, and then one more little rollover that she ollies off. Maria Kuzma, a nice run, spraying up the snow. Things are looking good up there right now on the face for these riders.
That's right, making sure she didn't go full line into the flat, getting the cross-court hit to make sure that she caught the tranny, staying straight on her feet the whole run, really smooth. Maybe not quite the line score that Anna had, but still really putting it together in the way that she wanted. I think that was exactly what she wanted to do. Solid run to her feet.
Yeah, and much like we saw in the snowboard men's field, right now we're 3 for 3. All 3 riders down, all 3 riders on their feet, making the judges' job difficult, which is what I love to see. When everybody sticks their line, then we've got a good competition. You know, not that they don't want to win, but I think a lot of these riders don't want to succeed off somebody else crashing. They want to succeed because they succeeded, because they rode well. And so seeing all 3 riders so far on their feet is a great way to start this category. And I think all the riders probably going to be feeling pretty good about that as well.
That's right. Maria going over to give a hug to the current first place. So Maria Kuzma 61.67, sitting in 3rd place. Anna Orlova still in the hot seat. Nice run from the New Zealander. Good to have her here. Look forward to seeing her in Andorra and hopefully Verbier too.
Yeah, things are looking good here right now. Anna Orlova holding it down, but you know, of course, back up at the top we have the current reigning world champion, Manuela Mandl, and right now, so Anna Orlova sitting in first spot, Erika Vikander 66.67 in second, and Maria Kuzma with the 61.57. So you know Manuela Mandl wants to have something to say about that. She's the Freeride World Tour champion. She is right now just behind Marion Haerty in the standings for that yellow bib. She wants it bad. She wants another title, and she is about to start her Fieberbrunn campaign for that, heading on that tiny little ledge, getting things going. It's a tricky way to start a run.
Absolutely. The Austrian rider out of Vienna, but now living in Innsbruck in Tirol, the same province as we are here in Fieberbrunn and Pilisital. Big shout out to the Bergbahn and Fieberbrunn for looking after us while we have been here. Manuela Mandl making no hesitation and heading to the lookers right, riders left, which is the part of the face that was not previously accessible from the old woman start. So great to see her getting out into the steep Ginnar. Similar line to Anna so far. I think that's Anna's tracks she's above right now, but going a little bit further lookers right before cutting back into taking that same top air into the chute. Really solid so far, and doubling down off that at the top of the steep exposed chute Wow, this is strong stuff from the classic freeride rider Manuela Mandl.
Yeah, this terrain is exactly Manuela's bread and butter. This is the kind of thing she loves. It's steep, it's tight, it's technical, it's where she wants to be, and she's put herself in a great position. Again, choosing a line that matches her style. She's got this natural jump feature here. Oh, unfortunately though, Manuela getting just a little bit nose heavy there and going down a little bit of a sit down in the landing, but there's still plenty of run to go. Oh,
unfortunately, catching a rock in that slightly sun-affected section. I wonder if her board just punched through. That's really shame to see because she was riding so well on the top section there.
Yeah, that was really impressive. You know, and it's one of those things we talked about a little bit earlier, Neil, where a little bobble like that can put your head game, your mental game off just a little bit, and then things start to kind of domino, you know, that weird little sit down, and then right away in the next feature, Manu had another bobble. Unfortunately for her, probably going to keep her from the top spot of the podium, and unfortunately there, Manuela going down again.
That flat landing just getting her like it did quite a few of the guys.
Yeah, that landing has just been punched. You either got to take it huge, like we saw Andrew Pollard, to get it really clean, or do what a couple of the later girls, I think Elisabeth and Jacqueline Paaso, where they hit it a little bit more to the right and find a nicer landing. So Manuela Mandl not having the day that she was hoping to have here in Fieberbrunn, you know, for her local fans. But she's definitely still always a contender, and the way that she rode the top section of this face, to me, was a real standout in her line.
Absolutely. Doing 2 airs in that steep chute, I can't give it enough praise. Manuela Mandl, unfortunately, not having the rest of the run she wanted to, but she's had a pretty eventful time lately. The roof of her bedroom just fell in recently. It's lucky that she wasn't sleeping in there at the time, or maybe she was, but it didn't land on her bed anyway. Living with the Kiwi crew out at Innsbruck, shout out to them. Also riding with Austrians, I said that wrong. Apparently in Hakuba, she's filming with the Mountain Tribe, I believe. Got a lot on her plate. We went filming the other day, actually, for Axel Alexen project here in Tyrol, and she forgot her boots and then got them in time to come filming again, and then dropped her helmet down a cliff, got that back, shredded some sick lines. It's just always going on in Manuela Mandl's world.
Yeah, unfortunately there, she just got a little bit caught up in the lip. It tipped her forward just enough that when she landed, she wasn't able to stay balanced over both feet. And, you know, I mean, that's the way it goes. Each one of these features has potential consequence, and that one kind of got her. And then things just go on a little haywire for Manu after that. So that's a 30.00. That's going to drop her into 4th spot. But we still have one more challenger for that top spot on the podium. Up on the top, she is the 2017 world champion. She is the golden bib leader wearer. She's currently leading the Freeride World Tour. It's Marion Haerty.
But before that, I believe we have Wakana Hama coming up in the start gate, if I'm not mistaken. The Japanese rider getting a good result at her home stop and looking to back that up here. Wakana Hama, lovely little lady, competing at the Corbett's, the King and Queen of Corbett's Challenge Cup competition. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it sounded like a lot of fun. That was in Jackson Hole between the Kicking Horse stop and here. A little bit of cloud just drifting across the venue at the moment. In terms of how cloudy we've seen other venues before, it is not a lot, but just to be fair to all of the riders, we are going to make sure that the cloud clears before we send Wakana onto the course. A little bit more shade in the faces, we're saying. Last year we ran Andorra before Fieberbrunn. This year we're running Fieberbrunn before Andorra, which means that because it's a little bit earlier in the year, the angle of the sun doesn't quite get into the face as much. So advantages and disadvantages to that. It means that the snow hopefully stays a little bit better. It doesn't get as sun affected, but disadvantages a little bit more shady in there. So for the ladies dropping at the end of the field, it can be a little bit annoying to deal with that sun shade line, as you're saying. The Parkley sun experience, the sparkly power experience, not quite at the same level.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, like you said, we just want to make sure that we've got visibility. Right now, we've got a rogue cloud that just decided to come and plop itself right here on the Vilti-Loader. But it is moving, and it's going to clear across. We might get a couple of helicopters in the air, see if we can speed things along. But yeah, it'll shuffle across as we go, and things are clearing back up. Like you said, slightly earlier timeline for the Fieberbrunn event here this year. So, you know, change in visibility. The riders opting for that rider's left side. They're riding in the full sun, which is great for great for visibility, great for their ability to see. It looks, just by looking up at the face, it looks like things are holding up, the snow staying dry. It's not that warm. That face definitely got cooked the other day when it was in the full sun. But I think today, at least so far through the morning, it's kind of holding on in terms of quality. We're not really seeing those pinwheels come down from the melting. And I would like to just apologize for getting the order wrong, skipping over Wakana and Nicole. I read the wrong line on the start list. But we know now Wakana is in the gate, and we are clear. We're 30 seconds out from Wakana Hama's run, and she is looking to throw down, always looking to have a good time on her snowboard.
That's right. She's a smiley snowboarder, and no worries about getting the start list wrong, man. At least you said her name right. You know, I said Jacqueline Pollard's name wrong while apologizing for saying her name wrong. So we're doing all right, man. We're pretty stoked about the snowboarding and skiing here today. I bet you guys are at home as well. The level has been impressive, and we're about to see a bit more of it with Wakana Hama getting on course in 10 seconds.
Yeah, Wakana Hama landing herself on the podium in kicking horse, looking to repeat that. Of course, as I keep mentioning, it's not easy to end up on the podium at a Freeride World Tour event in any category, because everybody else in that category with you is awesome, and everybody wants a piece of it. You got former tour champion. So Wakana kind of working her way onto that narrow ledge. That start gate is perched in a very precarious position, right on the very summit of the Wildsloder. There's no wider place to put it, so you just got to put it where you can, and then the riders make it work.
That's right. We're kind of getting through the steep technical stuff at the top here. You don't really want to take a fall in the zone. As great angle from the heli, just as you can see that it is ginarly underneath you. It's pretty steep, it's pretty long. And we're kind of making her way over to the lookers right side of the venue, where we haven't seen many girls go before, because you can only get there from this start. It's the first year we had the girls starting from the top, which I'm really stoked to see.
Yeah, it was really cool when they made the announcement at the riders meeting that everyone was going to drop from the same start. All the women, both ski and snowboard, were so pumped. They're like, yeah, give us that. We have it. We got the chops for it, and we will show you why we deserve to be up there. And they absolutely have today. We've seen some really strong run. So Wakana Hama now making her way down that kind of spine section. The snow on top of that looks like it's deposited in there. Really nice little air. That was a creative way to get out of there.
Suddenly speeding things up. A little bit of a control issue coming out, though. I think that snow is getting a little bit cut up and maybe tough to deal with at speed, but Wakana, impressive line, steep at the top with a decent drop, making her way back to the looker's left now as the heli follows her over to the same section that we saw Erika Vikander get into, I believe.
Yeah, a little tricky to get the context here, but she is making her way down, into this peppery cliff right off the nose and clean out of it. I like that one. It kind of lends itself to riding out of the section that she came out of. You know, it's not an easy feature to get to from other spots, but from that spot it just lines up so perfectly. As we saw there, Wakana taking it right off the top and into the fall line. She's looking good here so far.
Yeah, that's right. Surfing that power, slashing those turns, showing she's having a good time. While we're in Japan, she showed us around a couple of spots, great powder spots and great restaurants. So no strange deep powder turns and slashy fun style. Coming into the yumps now, washing out a little bit, unfortunately. As you're saying, that flat landing and slightly variable snow kind of getting the best of a couple of people.
Yeah, this section's seen a ton of play today, and it's definitely a little bit worse for wear for it. But the riders who have opted to go there, obviously, you choose your line and then you got to stick to your line. And most of them have found the ability to move through there. So as Wakana Hama is, you just take a second, kind of get your bearings, see where the bomb holes are, see where the tracks are, and then make your way through. Because it's better to take a minute and come out clean than it is to go charging in there kind of blind and then end up not on your feet at the bottom of your run. So Wakana Hama wrapping things up here as she comes back out into the sunshine. A couple little jibby ollies there at the bottom and making her way towards that towards the Freeride World Tour arch there at the base of this Wildsloder.
That's right, couple of snow kangaroos, as Dom Daher, the legendary photographer, calls it. So snow kangaroos to finish off the line for Wakana Hama, coming to the finish line now. Like the top section there, getting over to the lookers right, steep section and the air into the bottom of the Stefan Heusel zone. So yeah, looking at that now, impressive stuff. Holding on to it well, but getting a bit of chatter from the old run out, the old other people had been shutting it down in that same zone. But this, yeah, you liked that one, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I like that one a lot. I think she did that one really well, and it was well spotted for her to get to that one. So Wakana Hama at the bottom now, looking fourth place with a 55.33.
Not quite able to break into the podium with that one, but impressive riding from the Japanese veteran. Next up, we have Nicole Kelly, and she is going to be looking to get on the podium with Anna Orlova, Erika Vikander, and I suppose not Maria Kuzma, because if she gets up there, then Maria will be bumped off. So tough going here at the top.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a spot on the podium, you got to take somebody off the podium. So right now, Nicole Kelly, Canadian rider, living in Golden. We just came from her home stop. Now she is here in Austria, looking to put things down and get herself in podium contention. So Nicole Kelly, right out of the gate, getting into this rider's right section. She wants to get things started with a bang, and it is steep over there.
That's right, Nicole Kelly. She said she was disappointed with her run after the kicking horse stop. The shark-infested chute that she got into there did not treat her as well as she was hoping. So looking for redemption here in Austria. I wouldn't say it's her home away from home. I think it's the first time she's been in Europe, so she's been pretty excited about everything, getting pretty stoked on life, and looking forward to enjoying more of the European lifestyle as we head to Andorra next.
Yeah, her and her husband traveling around, riding powder, snowboarding, enjoying things here right now. Right now, though, she is on her line, and she is finding the sunny side of this face as she's still kind of on the ridgetop. You can see the snow starting to ball up. I wonder if the sun's starting to have a bit more of an effect. And now, as you can see, there's a bit of texture in the snow. The wind has pressed it in there, but in this section, it is actually relatively soft.
Yeah, that's right. This is the more shady part of the face, so it's a more faceted, granulated snow. If you want to get technical, it means it hasn't rounded out with the effect of the sun. It's more packed in by the wind, and it's older, drier, probably better as long as it's not too wind affected, but a little bit sharky. So Nicole getting into a bit of a technical zone here now.
Yeah, I like this section here. Definitely a tricky section to ride through, almost kind of like a lightning bolt. She's going to air into that patch instead of going around, which is I think a clever way to do it, and then finding that clean snow line out, slashing a turn, and moving down onto the next section of her run.
Yeah, it looks like this is an open field, but it's still above exposure, so really fast moving through from the Canadian rider, and you can see why she's like putting these heavy turns in to enjoy that power before she hits her next feature, because it's not necessarily a straight out of this.
Yeah, Nicole Kelly coming clean out of the bottom of that couloir. So now there's just a couple of sections left. Heading over to the riders, right, there's that kind of a bench, and then these lower airs. And we're going to see what she's got in the playful yump section, as you called it. I like that. Getting the first one nice and clean, avoiding the one that sat everybody down. That's probably a good call at this point in the competition.
Absolutely. Smart line scoping since she's run late in the field. Getting off the ground, grabbing a board, enjoying the yumps. Hopefully she doesn't get too bombed out on this bottom air. It can get a bit flat if you don't take it on the right angle, so making sure she lines up exactly how she wants to hit it. We've seen a couple of people go off to the lookers left, as it seems like she's probably going to do just now. No, coming back more full line, looking to finish the line off with a bang, slashing on her way out of there. So Nicole Kelly staying on her feet, putting in another year there too as well.
Yeah, nice and clean out of there for Nicole. Definitely packed that run. She had quite a few features in there as she comes across the flats. It's fun seeing all the old the tracks there, people just skipping across.
Yeah, the snow kangaroos.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody at that point in their run is feeling pretty excited, feeling pretty good. Like they said, the stress has flushed off them, and they're ready to be in the finish area with all their fellow competitors. So Nicole Kelly coming in. So line score looking a little bit lower. Fluidity control, air and style, and technique. Those ones are up in the green, so we're going to see what the numbers show, but that was a strong showing there from Nicole.
That's right. Control and technique certainly solid, getting through that steep section. I hope we get an angle from the heli as she rides down this, because it's pretty damn steep and it's pretty exposed, so props to the Canadian rider for getting through the gnarly technical section.
Yeah, you can see on that last shot, she's on her toe side edge, and she can just reach out with her hand without even having to extend her arm and touch the face, because it's that steep. And that's what this face offers. So Anna, she's still sitting in the hot seat. She's still holding it down. Nicole coming over to say hi. They're sharing some stories about how their runs went. And
the hot sheet, the Vibram hot sheet.
Oh yeah,
Vibram hooking it up,
that
replacing the soles on your shoes while you're here as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I got some new soles on my shoes from the Vibram crew. Nicole Kelly, 58.67. That's fourth. So right now, Anna Orlova guaranteed a spot on the podium, as is Erika Vikander, I believe.
That's right.
There's only one rider left at the top, so Anna holding it down in first. Erika Vikander right now, 66.67, and then
Maria Kuzma in third right now.
Holding on to third. So I gave this young lady such a great intro before, because when it wasn't actually her turn to ride, but she is the 2017 world champion. She is wearing the golden bib that signifies that she is the tour leader, and she is the last one who can displace what's happening in the podium situation right now. It's Marion Haerty, and she is on course.
That's right. As you're saying, guaranteed podiums now for Anna and Erika, not guaranteed for Maria. I'm sure Maria will be stoked to get a podium after 2 fourth-place finishes so far this season. But on course, and I would not be surprised to see her on the podium. Marion Haerty going straight across to the Lookers Right section. Of course, she's always wanted to ride this side of the venue. I don't know if it's true. I just decided to say that. But she's a strong rider. It's a strong part of the venue, and it's exciting to get into a new part of a venue that you've skied the other parts of before.
Yeah, so Marion looking at getting up on the ridgetop into the same really steep and technical section that we saw Anna and Manu go into, and really clean through there. Throwing a slash turn, her slough just pouring over the edge. This is looking good right now for Marion Haerty. She's ultra clean and really fast through there.
Just ripping through it. Really strong riding. You can see how her technique is playing to her advantage there, and her strength. I assume she must do some kind of physical training to keep a core that strong, because she really muscled her way through that top section and getting a grab in on the next hit as well.
Yeah, so throwing the style element, Marion Haerty, definitely she's got I think one of the most well-rounded blends of the big mountain technique, but also, you know, she's got great style. She's got those grabs, and she's always looking to find a way to add some style element to the air, getting over into that far skier's left section or rider's left section of that air. So right now, Marion Haerty making a strong case to put herself on the podium.
That's right. It was a saying, previous World Cup slopestyle rider, bouncing away through there. Looks like it's a lot of fun. As we're saying, the snowboarders have really been enjoying this Lookers right side with the guys and the girls.
Oh, look at that big slash turn. The snow just going up. They're going to be loving that up in the viewing area as that snow just hangs in the air, lit up by the sun. Marion Haerty there with another air, finding the way to link up these natural rolling features. They just seem to suit the style of the snowboard riders really well right now.
That's right. We've got Mia Maria Knoll, the photographer, in the helicopter, getting shots of that, and I reckon that's going to look sick. And so does Marion Haerty, hands in the air, celebrating. She's stoked on her run. She's ridden the Lookers right side, previously unavailable to the women starting in the snowboard field or ski field. So really rad to see her ripping down there. Pretty sure we can keep the same start for guys and girls after this.
Oh yeah, every single woman, both categories, showing that they belong up there at the top. Look at this, fluidity, control, and technique maxing out there. Her line and air and style, you know, still well and truly in the green. That was a great run for Marion, and definitely making a case to hold on to that golden bib.
That's right. Wow, that's got to be right up there. Anna sitting in the hot seat right now, and the score coming in for Marion. Is it going to challenge it? Exciting times. They're both right up there in the leaderboard. And Marion Haerty sitting in number first. Number first. I'm not even sure how to talk anymore. Too excited. There's too much going on. Last rider of the day taking the win. It has been an action-packed power day, and she collapses into the hot seat.
78.33 for Marion Haerty. These women are stoked. It's again, it's just that, you know, they share the risk and now they share the reward. And Erika, the third member of the podium team today, coming over to hug the other ladies. What a great run there for Marion. As you said, the last rider in the category, putting down a run that everyone's going to remember and is going to cement her spot, holding on to that golden bib for at least one more event.
That's right. Super impressive riding from the Frenchie. And hands up, as soon as she stomped her last there, she knew that she was riding down to a good result. And that result was actually breaking the hot seat, I believe, in combination with Anna Orlova and Erika Vikander. They're all stoked for each other, just like you see, great comradeship here on the Freeride World Tour as the last rider of the day.
Okay. We don't need the hot seat anymore. The day's done. Hot seat is finished. We're not using it anymore, so they can smash it. Oh, look at the viewing area. The party is popping off up there. You know, the Austrians know how to party. They love après. The only thing they love more than après is après on the mountain. So they are up there. They've been watching across the ridge the whole time. They've got the big screen, plus obviously you can see it live, and that incredible hand-built amphitheater. So we're going to just take a look back here. Marion Haerty taking it out. Anna Orlova and Erika Vikander rounding out the top three. Maria Kuzma in a familiar position there, 4th place.
That's right, both cementing her 4th place overall in the overall rankings. Nicole Kelly, Wakana Hama, and Manuela Mandl riding up 5th, 6th, and 7th today. Not quite their day, but still, it's been an impressive snow show from all of the ladies.
So now we're going to see what happened here. Those results here are definitely shaking things up. So this is a big shake-up actually in the overall. Marion Haerty taking a bit of a jump. Anna Orlova now with a win and a 2nd, and Manuela Mandl not quite to be where she wanted to be in that top 3.
Only just ahead of Maria Kuzma now. Wakana Hama 5th, Erika Vikander 6th, and Nicole Kelly 7th. So we take 4 riders from this category into the Verbier and next year.
Yeah, so if you're watching at home, you want to get more involved, Peak Performance has come up with a great way to get you into the game, get you more involved, and get you kind of in the game.
My name is Hedvig Wessel, and I want to stand on the top of the podium as a Freeride World Tour champion. With Peak Performance Fun Bets, you can choose whoever you think will win. By doing so, you have the chance of winning prizes from Peak Performance. Follow these instructions to enter the fun bet. Now, who would you bet on?
A very playful rider. It's not a big air.
The whole venue, and he's just cruising. That's right, exciting stuff here today, and you can bet on it. I hope you did bet on it, but if you didn't, you can bet on our next one, which is in Andorra. That's coming up next. Hedvig Wessel at the start of that video talking about how she could be standing on top of the podium as a World Tour Championship winner, giving herself a great chance of that today.
Here she is.
Yeah. So where's our next stop?
We're heading to the Pyrenees. I want to say a big hello to our friends in Andorra at Ordino Arcalis.
So Andorra, the 2nd until the 8th of March, is not far away, and I'm already getting so excited for it after such an incredible show today. I'm hungry for more. I'm going to bet on it. I hope you do too. And wow, what a show here today from me and Derek.
Yeah, that's going to do it for us here in Fieberbrunn. We've had sun, we've had powder, we've had an unbelievable show. We're off. We're hoping the riders' bodies and minds are going to recover because we're off to Andorra right away. From all of us at the Freeride World Tour, a huge thanks to the local crew, to the riders, and to you guys at home. We are signing off from here in beautiful Fieberbrunn, Austria. Thanks for watching.
Till next time.